We'll like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time where the passport bros. We'll like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time. Where the passport bros will like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time. Where the passport bros will like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time. Where the passport, bro? Show. What's going on, brothers? What is going on? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, anywhere around the world. It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here with Mr. Theo for yet another classic show. First and foremost, Theo, is my audio good? Is it clean, crisp, and concise?
Yeah, I hear you. Yep.
Fantastic, bro. Can you brothers hear me in the live stream chat? Please press the one in the live stream chat. My audio, Mayday, check 1 2, check 1 2. Houston, do we have a problem? Houston, do we have a problem? Let me
Yes,
know right
Houston.
now.
Houston has a problem. Has a lot of problems. I'm tired of Houston. I'm really tired of Houston right now. So yeah, there's some problems there.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome. So, let's get straight into it. So, brothers, welcome to another classic TV show. I want to say first and foremost, thanks for the support over the past couple of years. Thank you for 40k subscribers. Thank you very much, brothers, for the support. For being here. I've been here for 9 years now, 8 years doing this on the channel, dropping small content, trying to enlighten brothers and empower them to travel. Now we're at 40k subscribers, so thank you very much appreciated. When you come in today's live stream chat, okay, please like the video. Okay, please hit the super chats, hit the PayPal donation. Any support you can give me in the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. And of course, join the Patreon for travel intel, stocks intel, crypto intel. The next year is going to be an incredible year for building wealth. All research is pointing towards it. All trends are pointing towards it. We had a crypto stream the other day, so make sure you go on Patreon for more insider research in terms of how the market may go. Okay, and of course, book your IT consultations with me. July 2024, I'll be taking in new Python students. Okay, IT crypto stocks, that is the future. IT crypto stocks, remote working. I'll be teaching you brothers Python in July 2024. Theo has his conference coming up in the summertime as well, and of course we'll do a special stream for that to encourage you brothers to make sure you go to that conference coming very, very soon. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so you can see in the title of this stream, the Passport Bros Guide to Success and Freedom from High School to Retirement. Okay, what does that mean? As men, okay, when we turn 18, life changes. So in this stream, we're going to break down every important life stages for men, okay, from 18 all the way to retirement, what you should be doing at a particular age range, what you should not be doing at a particular age range for success, for freedom, finding wifey, and what you got to do to keep on the path to build wealth, success, and of course, freedom. Okay, so let's get straight into it. How about a side of introduction? So if you're new to the channel, I'm International Passport, long-time traveler, long-time passport bro before the whole passport bro movement was a thing. Okay, IT bro too. Okay, and love my foreign chicks. Okay, and shout out to my Blasian chicks all anywhere around the world. Over to you, Theo.
And you are a teacher of Python.
Yes.
Remember, you are a teacher of Python. I'm Theo Waff. I've been part of Manosphere since 2010. Been a password bro for quite a long time. Lived over 20 years abroad. I work in IT security, focusing mainly on financials and then compliance, audit, of course, security and privacy. I am a cloud security architect and a DevSecOps engineer. So I do both of those. Those are my wheelhouse. And then, of course, I also teach. So I teach primarily Black men But if not only I teach other races of men, but I'll without a doubt I'll teach men how to work in cloud so they can work remotely, and then they can leave the United States or wherever Western country that they're in and go someplace else and actually have a very different scenario. So far, my group, I have over 100 Black certified men in AWS, and a lot of those guys are working, and a lot of those guys are also searching for jobs as well. I have another 100, about 150 in the pipeline right now. So that's who I am, and let's take it away. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it, brother. So let's start with the first age range, okay? And that is 18 to 23, okay? So when you turn 18 as a man, I know I have some viewers who are 18, who are 17, who are 16. I see the stats, more young brothers trying to get their passports, seeing that the West isn't for them, what is out there for me. But the year 18 is a very special year, and the year 18 to 23 is a particular special age range, because 18 you are officially a man. And let's break it down for you, okay? So what happens in that age range of 18 to 23, okay? So that would be college, okay? So high school or college, if I'm not mistaken, okay? And then you will graduate in that age range, and you then form your career path, okay? So I think within that age range of 18 to 23, okay, I'm gonna say, okay, that year or that range, you need to understand what major is very important and what to study if you go to university, okay? So you're seeing a lot of modern women here in the West, right? They're doing sociology, they're doing arts, they're doing a lot of nonsense majors, and they're complaining about the economy, okay? At that particular age range, if you're going to college, okay, in my opinion, you got to be studying for an IT degree, computer science degree, okay? Maybe some sort of sciences degree, maybe some sort of financial degree to set yourself up for successes, brother. Break it down for us, Theo. What's your thoughts there?
I agree with you that you have to you have to focus on the future. And being 18 is actually a rather hard time. I'm just going to be straight out, be honest with you guys. When I was 18 years old, I recognized that I had pretty much zero value. And the value that I was going to have was in the future. And it was based upon the decisions I made it when I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. And this was actually a very hard time for me because I had to sacrifice on a daily basis. So instead of me going out and partying like I wanted to, or, all the girls you grew up with are fertile. They're all gorgeous and fertile, right? I mean, all you want to do is shack. And I had to say, like, no, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to study Russian. I'm going to study, Linux came out when I was an undergrad. So go study computers, go study Unix systems. I'm going to study programming, C, C++. That's what I was doing back then at that time. I was also doing BASIC. That course, I'm a little older, but I needed to go study BASIC. And this meant that on like every night, I wasn't going out and talking to that cute chick. Instead, I was in the library. I was in front of a computer terminal. I was usually walking by myself alone a lot of times. And I had to be very disciplined and say the future was where I was going. So it's a wonderful time to study. And that's what I did. I studied like crazy. And again, I want to say, emphasis this to the guys. I sympathize with you because you're going to have to go through something which sucks. The girls you grew up with, they can date anyone, and you cannot. And you're pretty much the same as she is. It's just that she can make a lot of kids, and that's valuable where she is. Whereas you're just another guy. You're not so valuable. You can't afford to raise a family or anything like that. So yeah, it's you see the girl that you like dating so many other guys, and you got nobody, and you just have to study and study and study and go to work, improve yourself, go to the gym, like that. So again, I feel for you guys, but you have to be disciplined.
Thanks, bro. And that ties into my next point here in regards to discipline, brother, right? It's very important within that age range not to get a chick pregnant. Okay.
Yeah.
Do not do so. That is equivalent to a DEATH sentence. Trying to keep it PG here. Don't do it, because again, if you do so, that's an extra burden on you, finances, time. I've seen some brothers drop out of college, took after the kid. You don't want that. That particular age range is trying to set you up for success in this world, in this life. Okay. Do not get a chick pregnant at that particular age range. Please be disciplined. Okay.
Yeah.
Down first.
You're gonna see guys who are really smart and have a future. You're gonna see them get girls pregnant, and you'll also see girls who you grew up with, like they were the sweetest thing, get pregnant by Chad and Tyrone, and there's nobody else around. Damn. And it's kind of a sad thing to go through, and you just have to be stoic about it and not care and just go through and work as hard as you can. You cannot be shagging them chicks, all right? You have to be careful. Do not do this. And what I see from a lot of guys is, like, I can go out and do this. I can do it. I can, I know what to do. I know how to make sure she's not pregnant, and then a few years later, he's out of school. He doesn't even have a trade skill. He didn't even go to like a 2-year trade school. He has nothing. He's doing minimum wage, and he's having a lot of problems because he got a girl pregnant. So either he's having to pay child support, or he's with her and he's not too happy. He has all those kind of problems going on. And I'm just saying, guys, she's not worth it. Even though, my goodness, the temptation, for heaven's sakes, oh my goodness. I feel for you guys. I was there. I remember it. You have to deny it. And this is going to be very hard to do. But I want to say this. When I was at that time period, actually I was 18, I always said to myself, my future will be indebted to what I'm doing now. And I will be thankful for the rest of my life for what I'm doing now, for the pain and suffering I'm putting myself through. And ever since then, with all of my future successes, I looked back at that time between 16 and 19 with all that sacrifice I did, and I said, thank you. Because even now, like, I've got a job in Japan. I would not have that job in Japan with without all the suffering and sacrifice I did between 16 and 19. It'd be impossible. All the stuff I know about computers, impossible without that sacrifice from that time period. So I always say thank you. I remember it vividly. I say thank you to the 18-year-old, especially. Thank you for sacrificing, because I'm successful now because of him.
Thanks, bro. And last point here. So I think it's also important at that age range, right, for young black men to be practical, logical, right, and value common sense over everything. What do I mean by that? Okay, so again, go and look at the degree choices, right? Don't pick something that you like, right, but there's no money in it, okay, or it's something that you need to have a lot of connections there. So for example, right, let's say music school. Not everyone can be a producer, a rapper, or artist. Yeah, you can make music, but you kind of need to know someone's getting into that industry. It's very, very competitive, very hard to get into, right? Or not doing art school, sociology school. Those particular fields, right, are not valuable when it comes to building wealth. Okay, so yeah, you may like sociology, okay, but you want to build wealth ultimately, okay? So you need to be practical here and go for degrees that generate income. This is the reason why Indians and Chinese do very well in the West. I have not seen any Indian or any Chinese person do any art degree or sociology. Most Indians I know in the UK are doing engineering, they're doing law, they're doing computer science, and they're caking up in here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Break it down for us, Theo.
I totally agree with you. You need to go for a hard major, especially if you're going to university. So either go for a trade school, do something there, or or do a hard degree with the sciences, computer sciences, something like engineering, something like that in university. And it's not going to be easy. And what I always say is you need to differentiate between what's going to get yourself a job and what you like to study, and understand they are two different things. So let me give you an example of this real quick. This book is L'Oréal. It's in French. It's written by Aragon. I love this book. I got introduced to the author Aragon at the Sorbonne when I was in Paris in 94, 95. I love reading him. Okay. French was one of my majors. Did I think I was going to get any money for it? No. There's no. But I studied French as one of my majors because I loved it, and it improved my mind and my ability to differentiate between different points. So this is something that's personal, and I say this is something that just improves myself. But I knew full well it wasn't going to get me any money. Now, let's think about something that would get me money, right? Studying something like this. Okay, this is Visual Basic 2005. Back in the day, Visual Basic was actually valuable. I was actually studying Basic back in the day. It's one of my languages. This is something that would get me into a job, right? This would actually get me employed. And actually, this is one of the reasons why I got a job in Japan, because I knew some programming. Well, was this fun? No, it's not fun. It's a lot of work. I mean, you got to sit there and study this again and again and again. You make a lot of errors. You have to correct yourself. You have to be disciplined, and it's hard, right? But this is where you make the money so that you can actually sit down at a cafe and enjoy this. Okay? So you need to be practical. Make sure that you get a skill that is marketable, that's valuable, that'll get you a job. That's your primary. But of course, do the other things you like to do. If you want to be a DJ, go to DJ school or get some DJ lessons. But that's something you do on the side. All right? When you pay the bills, you pay that through engineering, through STEM, through being even a mechanic, an HVAC engineer, something like that, a welder, something like that. That's you get that money through actual work. All right. Now, being a DJ, you might get a little money over here, gig off to the side, but it's not likely you're going to be a full-time DJ and make millions of dollars. It's unlikely. So just be practical. Make sure you have a skill set. You get a practical cash flow. Yeah, and then you'll be okay.
Incredible. So let's go into the next age range. Okay. So let's plan the score here. So you're between 18 to 23. You've chosen, let's say, an IT degree or computer science degree. And me and Theo preach IT, remote working, career opportunity, living anywhere around the world. You know the time we're on. Okay. So in that age range, you've graduated between 18 to 23. Okay. And you've got your degree. Okay. So now you're between 23 to 30. Okay. And that's when life really starts. Okay. And that's when you're going to experience up and downs, career-wise, personal, ability-wise. So in that particular age range, right, you're going to get your first IT job. Okay. Ideally. Okay. And hopefully you're going to be earning 6 figures, maybe 90K a year. If you're in America, maybe 80K a year if you're in America. Awesome. Okay. So now let's say, right, you're earning 80 $100,000 a year. Okay. The average person will be blowing that kind of money on, I don't know, video games, a whole bunch of nonsense, right? But you need to be thinking about your future. Okay. So you need to be put money aside into your savings for your future, for buying a property. You need to be putting some money into particular funds, particular stocks, particular cryptos, etc., etc. So at that age is very important because you got to start thinking about buying a house, retirement, your pension. Picking that for us, Theo.
Okay. 23 to 30 is actually a rather difficult time. It's another one because just like when you're 18 to 23, you have to start over in university. You come in as nothing. When you graduate, you are again at the bottom of the workforce. So this is hard because the girls you grew up with, they're at their prime. So everybody wants them. Whereas you are scrapping by just to get a job. And a lot of companies have this 2-year requirement, and you probably don't have that 2-year requirement experience. So you're just trying to get a job, anything. You're highly educated. So maybe you go to grad school like I did, or you get like remote work or something like that. Because I was doing remote work with Japan back at that time. Or so you do anything practically to get by. But this is one of your greatest opportunities for growth. So you need to focus on what you want to do. Now, ultimately, you need to focus on what you want to do and start realizing some of the fundamentals by the time you're 30. So for me, I wanted to go into IT security. I did. And then I wanted the CISSP. I got that. So I got all of that done before I was 30 years old. That was very, very important because that meant, basically the dividends from those times of studying and that career choice and the amount of hours that I put into that, those dividends saved me for the rest of my life in my career. So you want to really get a major achievement in your career before you are 30. And this means, a lot of times you're not going to be chasing tail. If you are in a relationship with someone, like which I was dating, I went to Japan at this time. You need to be dating women who are serious, not women who are playing, because if you do that, you're just wasting your money, and you could be using your money to buy books, materials, invest in your career, and you really need to be doing that. So it's a hard time because you want to be with your friends, you want to be back home. The girl that you grew up with probably got married. Well, she's off, or she's being destroyed by Chad and Tyrone, and you can't take that, right? And that's a really hard thing. Whereas you're having to work and trying to get your career and trying to do something to establish yourself. But if you establish yourself before you're 30, you are going to be in a very good position. I would say personally, you don't invest in stocks at this time. What you should be doing is investing in your career and trying to double your salary at least once every 18 months. That's how I do it.
Oh, okay. So would you say, right? Okay. So 2 questions here, right? Wouldn't you say it's worth investing in a stock or fund, right? Of any money you have that you can afford, brother, once a month. Okay, once a month. You got to set some money. You got to start thinking about, your future, about building wealth. And we can do that between the age of 23 to 30. And number 2, right? Would you say it's beneficial to, stay in a company for at least 4 years to have that long-term experience and then leave? And then do every 18 months, Theo?
So my salary, what I did was when I was 24, I started teaching, and my salary went from what is it, 18 months, it went from $2,000 a month to $6,000 a month. That's with adjusted for there was a weak yen. The yen just collapsed. So I had a tripling of my income in dollars. And then I went from, in 2.5 years, I went from $1,000 a month in IT to $10,000 a month. And I did not do any savings. What I did was put all of my money into books and education to make sure that I could explain myself, what we call in the course speech ops. I knew how to speak properly in Japanese. I knew how to be professional in Japanese. And I knew how my skill set. I knew my tech really well. And then, of course, I got the CISSP. I had to pay for all of that, all the certification, the travel, because it wasn't held in Japan. It was held in other countries. So if I had been saving during that time, my salary would not have increased to that degree. I basically went from, when I was 24, my first paycheck was $2,000. And then when I was 29, I was at $10,000 a month. So basically 5 years, it increased by 5 times. So my focus is on this. What I say to you guys at this point is increase your cash flow and move to different companies. Like, whoever can give you a better opportunity, do it immediately. And work side gigs. Do anything to get experience. So if you're working for one company and another company says, hey, I got some additional hours for you, like 20 hours a week, can you do this other project? You say yes, and you just work. You want to be working a minimum of 60 hours a week from the time that you graduate until you hit at least $10,000 a month. And even then, at $10,000 a month, you're still going to be wanting to do 60 hours because you want to do the next structure you're going to do in your 30s. So this is a lot of work to be doing.
Wow. Okay, brother. Okay, so now in that age range, obviously women are still going to be on the brother's mind, right? Now, in that age range field, right? I think it's fair for brothers to be dating. Okay, their brothers should be dating, but they should be passport bros, and I think that's the age range where they gotta be traveling to get a taste of foreign women. Obviously, I'm not saying run through them. I'm saying go abroad and see how they behave, see how they act, get that real life travel experience. That's very important. So, but brothers should be traveling, having dates abroad, and experiencing the culture of different countries abroad between 23 to 30. In that right feel?
Yeah. So between the ages of 18 to 23, you should have finished the 4th year of at least one foreign language. I finished the 4th year of 3 foreign languages. So French, Russian, and Japanese. This was invaluable to me because I had my languages in place already. So I could translate, I could go to other countries and speak. This wasn't a problem for me. And of course, I chose Japan. And Japan, I kept on doubling down on the language, right? So if you go to the country and then you're starting your career there, even better. Because you're in place, you're going to learn what you need to do. And then, you probably will start dating at some point. It's realistic. You're going to start dating. I got married when I was 28. All right. So I, being a typical guy, found the best woman I possibly could find, who was available, who was into me. I locked her down. I put a ring on it. All right. You're going to have, there's 2 different roads that you can do. You can find that woman, marry her, and maybe start a family with her. I got plenty of guys who did that. That's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing to do. Other guys might take a different approach and say, look, I just did all this work during my 20s. I did all this skill set. The girls I wanted to date weren't available to me. I'm about to turn 30. I'm going to my late 20s. Now I'm making money. I'm making, like, say, over 8,000 quid a month or $8,000 a month at least. And then you turn around and say, I want to date a 21-year-old, or I just want to date for a while. If you do that, good. But, okay, this is the little but. Do not make a child outside of marriage. Because if you have that money, you just worked all that time, you do not want to be paying child support. So be very careful and disciplined. And I always say a man's weakest time is between the ages of 28 and 32. So have that discipline. Although you finally made it, you need to be thinking really what you want to do. There's two choices, or three. You can first not date anybody and just keep on studying, or you can have a serious relationship, get married, or you can kind of play the field. In any way, make sure you do not screw yourself over with a possible divorce or alimony child support. Don't, because this will give you critical damage for your career that's about to blossom.
Good point there. I think, right, most brothers who have spent a lot of years working, studying from 18 to 25, 26, and they get their money up, if things are starting to fall into place, they probably want to date Theo, 21, 22-year-old. They want to have fun. Theo, I'll be real with you, because they want to get out. They want that they put a lot of work in. They don't want to be tied down to marriage. They want to just have a cute, high flying girlfriend and ball out. I don't blame them, Theo. I don't.
I don't blame them at all for it. I just have to say, just be careful. That's all. You don't want it. Again, I had this one friend in Japan during this time, and he was working. He was about 27 years old, and he got in a relationship with a 40-year-old Japanese woman, and somehow the protection broke, and she got pregnant, and he had to marry her and support her. And that was a 13-year age difference against him. So he had to watch all these sexy 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds going down the street while he was supporting his 40, 41, 42-year-old Japanese wife. You don't want that. I'm just saying, guys, be careful. This is where I say really be careful. That the good times are about to happen. Just be careful during this time period. Focus on your career.
Facts, absolute facts. Okay, so now let's go on to 30 to 40. Okay, now 30 to 40 is a very interesting year. I think, interesting age range. I think that's when a lot of men start thinking about marriage, finding that one true wifey woman. So how about we start with their field, right? 30 to 40. Now, I think, right, men should be getting married around 33, 34, 32, anything between that age range, 30 to 40, marriage should be on the cards, 38, 37. And that age range, brothers got to be seeking a wife that's traveling around the world, that's dating foreign chicks, betting. It's very important they vet Theo. So my question is, Theo, right? If a brother is looking for a wife in that age range, how long should he date a woman before putting a ring on? And he's between 30 to 40, brother. 6 months, 1 year, break it down.
Okay, guys. So this is my humble opinion about this. From your 20s, your career, hopefully you've had at least 8,000 quid a month or $10,000, somewhere around there. You've actually been able to achieve that. Between the ages of 30 to 35, you need to start doing a full 401k investment, plus, if you can, 10% of your salary into a mutual fund. Plus, you're putting some degree of money every month into another certification or to further career advancement. So you want to be stable at this time. You want to be dating a little bit and thinking about a long-term relationship not necessarily marriage. This, again, based upon what I've gone through, this wasn't what I did. And if I could have gone back in time, this is what I would have done. You want stability. So they're going to be, especially the stronger you get in your career, the more these younger girls, particularly the early 20s, are going to be throwing themselves at you. So you just kind of sit back and be confident and vet the woman. And you really don't have to really think about marriage. Although a lot of guys are, and I was already married at this time. I'm just saying, wait a little bit. What I would personally say is wait until you're 35, 36, because that's when the testosterone change will happen to you. And you will go through another period. I've talked about this other guys. This is my personal experience. It's like you go through another puberty. You become even more manly, you become stronger, and you stop thinking with the head down there and you start thinking with the head up here. And this is when you want to make sure you don't have any children around. You don't necessarily have a wife, because you're going to think a little bit more clearly and be like, hey, look, I've got some money here. I got my investments. I got my career. I'm up to $150,000. I'm up to $170,000 a year now. I'm kind of a specialist with what I'm doing. I don't want to mess this up with this woman or with this woman and this woman. And I've seen these other women like become single mothers. You're going to see a lot of single mothers suddenly. I don't want to mess with that. I'm going to go to someplace else and get a wife. I'm going to go to this country or that country. This is where you can start being choosy and start pursuing a path that will give you amazing prosperity. So you could, for example, let's say you're 34 years old, 35. Let's say you have between $50,000 and $80,000 saved in your bank account or your investments at that time. You got some crypto going on. Okay. You could be like, hey, look, I'm just going to go to Bali. I'm going to work remote. I'm going to put my VPN into my parents' house. I'm not going to have any liabilities in the United States. And I'm just going to go chill out in Bali. And I'm just going to date locally in Bali for a while. And that's it. I'll find somebody there. You can do that. That's legit. Yeah, you can do that. You can do the same thing for Japan. You can go there for 2 or 3 years. Yeah, you can figure out a way. Yeah, get the visa, digital nomad visa. You can go to Brazil. Yeah, no problem. So you have these options at this time. You definitely want to be taking these options and try to go abroad for a longer period of time and just kind of explore. What I say, guys, is don't jump between countries. Try to go to one country as long as you can, like at least 1 year at a time, and just be realistic about it. Now, you guys, again, you can comment on this, IP. You guys in the UK and Germany who are working, you're going to start seeing a career glass wall. That's because there's really a maximum amount that they're going to pay you for your work, because they can always get somebody else to do it, or they can outsource it. So this is about 100,000 quid a year. And you're going to face this wall, and it's going to be very hard to break. And I say to you guys, leave Europe. Also Canada, same thing. Leave Canada and go to another country for a while and get work from there. Especially because hopefully at this time you're a semi-specialist, or at least some sort of SME, and then you can change your country and work someplace else. I really recommend that, because Europe becomes a terror zone with the taxation at this point.
So, brother, how long, right, should a brother date a woman in that age range before considering marriage? Is it 6 months? Is it 1 year? Or is it not about the time, it's about the quality? So could you make a woman a wife her up after 1 month, which is crazy in my opinion, but it is what it is. How long, brother, in your opinion?
You need to know what you want and why you're dating her. So first, don't date in the West. You'd be dating abroad. then you need to be thinking about what kind of situation you want to be dating. First off, guys, without a doubt, you got this is what for men in the 30s. Do not date a woman in her 30s at all. No. Do not do that. I did this. I made a horrible mistake. Do not do this. Date a woman in her early 20s. Do not date any women's value is decreasing at this point. Your value is marketably increasing. She's trying to get on your bandwagon in order to get your assets and have an asset transfer. Don't do it. Go for younger women. Now, if you're dating a woman who's like 23, 24, 25, she's at her prime, right? Okay, good. Have a good time with her. But recognize her clock is ticking. So if you feel that, I'd say the situation is good, after about a year, 2 years, yeah, go ahead and get married. If you know what you want specifically, and you understand that she is what you want, and you understand in terms of country, culture, language, all that, you can get married a lot easier and a lot quicker. So maybe a year, maybe 6 months. That's possible. But you have to know what you're doing. If you're going around and saying, this is my big point, especially in your 30s, if you're like, I don't know exactly what I want, I'm just kind of trying to figure it out, that is a road towards child support. So don't date at that. You can date a little bit, but don't do anything serious because you're going to get child support. It's going to go on. Don't even travel. Like, just do a little bit. That's it. But I would say get that determination. The determination for the countries that you want, you should already have that in university between 18 and 23. Then the road is a lot smoother in your 30s. If you're trying to figure out in your 30s, your main consideration is your career. So doing your career and a country is hard. I know. That's what I'm going through right now. This is a hard thing to do because so much energy is put towards your career. So what you want to do is have another country already, pursuing the career there, and then getting the wife. That makes sense.
Fantastic, brother. So also in that age range for your 30 to 40, there should be a serious push towards investing for the future, investing for retirement, funds, stocks, crypto. There needs to be a heavy prioritization towards that. I'm thinking about retirement too. What year do I want to retire? Is it 55? Is it 60 on the dot? Is it 50? Ain't that right, Theo?
No. Okay. What I would say is for the US, save your full 401k, then do another 10% into a mutual fund. Put a little bit over to the side, about 5% more aside every month into cash for an emergency fund or rainy day fund. Then you need to put enough money into your re-education so that at least your salary doubles between 30 and 40. That is your primary concern. You want your salary to double during your 30s, between 30 and 40. So if you can get that done, okay, then you have some options, right? So you can kind of think about doing some other things. You're definitely not going to be retired, at least in the United States, with the inflationary rate. That's retirement ain't going to happen. Not by 50. That's not going to happen. But you will definitely be in a strong and stable environment so that you don't have a total collapse and you can survive a recession. That should be your concern, which is being employable during a recession, because it will happen and you need to prepare for one.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, marriage, investing, the future, anything else but within 30 to 40, that's very important that brothers should be doing. Actually, should not be doing. Actually, obviously that's not dating in the West. That's completely exiting out Western women.
No dating in the West. Impossible. No. Do not date in the West in your 30s. Don't. No, zero.
Now, what about buying property, brother? I think that's very important, right? Now, would you say buying a property in America is a way forward, or buying a property abroad and renting in America, brother? How would you do, brother, when it comes to buying property?
Okay, so what you could do is, depends on where you are. You might want to buy a property in the country where you're residing. I would not buy a property in the West. I'm not entirely bullish about this. Or if you do put 20% down, then you might Airbnb your property in the West while you are in another country, and then have somebody go over your property. That would actually make sense to do. That would be a alternative, because if you do fail in another country and need to go back to the West, at least you would have a home to go back to. That actually would be rational. It's something I wish I had done when I was younger. I didn't do that. But let me think. You're definitely, just make sure you don't date in the West. That'd be number one. I really can't emphasize that enough. Do not date in the West. Because in your 30s, this is when the first wave of Order 66 occurs. So the women will start executing Order 66 on you. And this is when suddenly the first wave of divorces occur. And you have guys who are totally in love with their wives losing everything in a divorce and losing their children. And I don't know how many times this happened to my friends, and they became homeless or penniless, and they had to go back to their parents' house, and they're in tears. And I know really good guys this happened to, who were successful in their careers. Order 66 happened, and they were destroyed by their Western wives. The guys who were abroad and they were married to non-Western women, those guys largely escaped unscathed, and they were very prosperous. So do not date a Western woman, but in particular, do not have any long-term relationship with her during your 30s. It's a disaster. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. But I think the real estate one is a very, very, very tricky one, because property is very important. You need somewhere to live in. I think that's the main issue for passport bros, in my opinion, because obviously property in the West is very expensive. It takes a long time to get a deposit to buy a property. So the money you've saved up, right, do you take it abroad? But you got to bear in mind that if things go wrong abroad, where do you come back to? Now, you could get a hotel Airbnb, but that's paying for that every day. It's going to be expensive, right? So if you're not going to buy property in the West, right, and you're going to go abroad, you need to make sure that when you're going abroad, it is dead set that it's unlikely things will go wrong, right? I think that's very important, because if things go wrong and you come back to the West with no property, it could get messy, bruv.
Yeah,
it could get messy.
It got messy for me, and this was an issue. Again, it really depends. I would say first, make sure that you have enough money to survive a recession. So you want to have your investments, but I said, like, you put 5% away of the rainy day fund or emergency fund. Hopefully you've saved enough so that you can survive 2 years unemployed, and without taking from your investments. So if you have that in your rainy day fund, that'll save you in case there's a recession. Now, if you don't, then that's going to be an issue, because you have to sell your investments at a discount. So especially during a recession, that's not good. So what you want is to have that little extra cash on the side, and then use that in case you need to. And then, maybe you put another 5 or 10% all over to the side also for real estate while you're abroad. Now, if hopefully you're in a country where you don't need to spend anything more than $1,000 a month anyway. So if you are, let's say you're making $10,000 a month, but you're netting like 7,000, kind of typical. And you're only, let's say you're only spending 1,000. That means you got about 6,000, somewhere around there, that you can invest in something this or that. Make sure you are very wise in those investments, so that if you do need to buy the house in the United States, you can, or you do Airbnb like we're talking about, or you put your money into other vehicles like stock, which is what I do. That just makes sense to do.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. So, brother, now last age range is 40 to 50. Okay. I'd say, okay, I think the first one here is children, and that probably comes into late 30s too. Let's do 35 to, no, let's do 38 to 50, right? So you're gonna be thinking about children, okay? I think at the age range, that's when brothers should start thinking about, okay, gotta have kids, okay?
Yeah.
Go.
I definitely agree with you at this time. So if you don't have kids at this point, this is when you should start thinking about it. Now, hopefully you have vetted a woman strongly enough. One of the good things about being a man is that, like, as you become richer and richer in your 40s, one thing about say about your 40s, your career should go crazy once you hit 40. Money, you 3 salary you had by the time, to say it again, your salary is, you were 30, let's say that's X. By the time you're 42, you can 3X. All right? It's a big thing correctly. Even if there's a recession, you should be able to do this. So you can have a lot of cash flow. You also have the ability to keep on dating even younger girls, like so between 23 and 27, 28. Use this time to vet women and find someone. Hopefully you can marry. Hopefully you did that when you're 30s. But you have options here in case the market is bad. Go back into it. Find someone, be successful, and start making your kids. And but I wish I had done this myself personally. Enjoy making the kids. Do it. Make sure everything is good. You should have plenty of at least in the United States, you have plenty of money to cover the pregnancies and all the medical costs related towards it. Make sure everything is good. Now, of course, if you're going to be making another kid in another country, so you should have plenty of money also to be able to pay for that, for the whatever outpatient care that she may need. It's better to be, if you have the kids near her family. If your wife is closer to her mother, this is actually very beneficial because she really needs her mom when she's giving birth, particularly the first time. So do that, have your kids, enjoy it. And this is when your life is really going to blossom and you can save a lot of money. You can start doing 20-30% of your cash flow being saved easily every month. And you can start thinking about what kind of retirement you're going to be wanting in the future. And this would be, well, much later on, but you can start thinking about the structure for this at this point. If you are living in another country, ideally you've paid at least 50% of the cost of your house by the time you're 45 years old. And by the time you're 50, you want that to be at 100% paid off. You do not want to have any mortgage at all. And any debt that you have, you want it 100% paid off by the time you're 50. Cannot emphasize that enough. You really want to have that done. So especially if you're abroad, hopefully by the time you're like 48, 49, you're able to do some international travel. Your salary is between 4 or 5 times what it was when you were 30. And you have 2, 3, hopefully 4 kids in the house. That would be an ideal situation. And that house belongs to you. plus you have at least $250,000 in investments, hopefully $500,000 because you got that interest coming in, compound interest over years. So maybe it's $500,000, maybe it's $600,000-$700,000 at that point.
Awesome, fantastic. And I think it's also important to emphasize on health and eating right at that age.
Yes. Yeah. I screwed up on that one.
organic foods, hitting the gym, cardio, doing calisthenics. You gotta be active, man. Eat right, please.
I would say you really have to do strength training. I'm very thankful for the strength training that I did during my late 30s and 40s. So that'll maintain with you for the rest of your life as long as you do that weekly maintenance. You should be doing at least you should be doing cardio at least 3 times a week and strength training at least 4 times a week. That would be my real recommendation. I was doing 6 or 7 times sometimes. That's what I would overtrain. But I love lifting, so definitely, guys, go for it.
Facts. And brothers, that is a path to success from 18 all the way to 50, and live life as long as possible to 80, 100, 90. May we all live long to have many, many grandchildren. Okay, awesome. So, Theo, any closing points before we start writing some interesting clips for this week?
I would say, again, I'm 51, and by the time you're 51, you want things to be stable. I think that's the big thing, is stable. And you don't know how many years you really have left. So you want your health to be good, but also you don't know how many years you have in the career. So maybe you're able to keep on going with your career like you're like a dynamo, and maybe you start slowing down. So for myself, I feel both of these coming on. Whereas when I was 47, 48, 49, I was like, work, give it to me, more. 51, I'm like, I like to sleep a little bit more. So I'm just going to tell you that kind of situation it's going to happen later on. Make sure you have your finances correct. Make sure you have a woman around. This is going to become really important later on in life. So be careful. Hopefully you have a crypto policy also in place. There's some amount of money will be put over to the side, but you do not want to be paying rent. You want your tax rates to be going down as long as you possible, and you want a very high salary at this point. You basically want it so that if you want to retire when you're 62, 63, you can, like, reasonably retire, like you have a lot of money in retirement, not, you're going to discount places, retirement. You can actually travel twice a year or something like that.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So let's start with to some clips from this week. Sure. Okay. So present video file. Okay, we have some nice clips to react to this week. So I want to react to this one first and foremost. Okay, and it's about a dating app in Tokyo.
Government to help you find love? Well, that would.
Theo, I'm hearing buzzing from your end. Do you hear that? Can you fix that, Theo?
I'm muted.
Okay. Yeah, it's happened over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, Keisha isn't messed up your CPU or RAM. Okay. All right. So let's play this.
Would you trust the government to help you find love? Well, that's what Tokyo City Hall is hoping for with their new dating app, Tokyo Futari Story. Makers of the app want to make it easier for singles to become a couple, or futari, which means 2 people.
There's a situation that people want to get married but don't want to bother with romance and want to skip it. The demand of finding a marriage partner is increasing, especially in Tokyo.
It's all in an effort to tackle the country's declining marriage and birth rate. Last year, there were 25,000 less marriages than 2022, when there were 500,000, while the birth rate fell for an 8th consecutive year to about 727,000 babies. While the app is still in its testing phase, Local media reports say users will need to verify their identity and provide tax records to prove their annual salary.
I think it's a good initiative. I've used a dating app myself, but there are a lot of people who impersonate others. I'm a little hesitant to provide all my personal information to Tokyo government, so I want to see how others react.
So, Mr. Theo, as you know, Japan over the last couple of years has a major issue with birth rates. Japanese government is creating an app, or Tokyo government, in that matter, is creating an app to get men and women married. Theo, so Theo, what's your thoughts here, and how can passport bros help here, or how does it tie to passport bros?
I think this is very good for the Japanese people. Japanese people need to have a better app where they can more readily have introductions to each other. And I think this is wonderful. So I'd say for this, good job, Japan. This is a very good option to do. And I don't think they should have a problem giving their information to the government, because what's the government going to do about it? Also, it's not going to be manipulative. So, for example, you're not going to be like the women are free, but the men have to pay or anything like that. No, it's going to be everybody's got to be treated the same. And I think it's going to be much more opportunity for Japanese to date each other. As for passport bros, we shouldn't even care about that. Just go there and talk to women on the streets. It's easy to do. Yeah, we don't need an app. That's it. So, yo, honey, what's up? Hey, I never used an app when I was in Japan. It's just useless. I was always on the street talking.
I was thinking that we get passport bros over to Japan. They all sign up to the app and they all start matching Japanese chicks, get married to them, live happily ever after. But you're saying go the cold approach. And I agree with you, Phil. I was in Japan last year. I cold approached dime chicks in Japan. Even had a date on the same day. I cold approached her. Cold approaching is the best move for passport bros in Japan. So it may not be worth us using this app, Phil, but could we use the app, Phil, to give us more success and more women?
If I know anything about the Japanese government, they're probably going to exclude foreigners with this app. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, because they want Japanese people to marry Japanese people. That's their real incentive. So, guys, just don't use an app in Japan. Just don't. There's no reason to it. It's Japanese girls are so easy. Just talk to them.
Facts, absolute facts. Smart for Japan on doing this, but guess what? We as passport bros, we are coming to Japan very, very soon, and it'll be 1 million strong black men coming to Japan to wipe up 1 million Japanese chicks in the right for you. 1 million black men to Japan by the end of 2025, right?
Yeah. Let's just try to get some people passing Python and AWS GCP first. Let's just get that done, and let's try to see them to understand where Japan is on the map, and if they can watch some Godzilla or Gundam videos. Let's start there. Let's see how many of them understand that their PS5 is from Japan. Okay, let's just start basics. All right. You got people scared to go to the Caribbean. It'd be nice if they went to Japan. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay, awesome. All right, great breakdown there. Thank you very much. Okay, brothers, get your Python course completed with me. And of course, join Theo's Cloud. You can go over to Japan and date some damn Japanese chicks. So let's react to the next clip. Present video file. Let's react to this incredible clip of Ecuadorian woman, brother.
Baby, you give me ice.
Wow. 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 First and foremost, right, I think we as passport bros, right, need to expand our mindset. And when it comes to South America, right, stop only focusing on Colombian chicks, Brazilian chicks. It's always about those two chicks, right, I see from passport bros. Now, you've just seen this clip over here, right, of a dimes Afro Latina chicks, peanut butter brown skin Latina chicks, right? White skin Latina chicks from Ecuador. And it's time for passport bros, right, to start looking at Ecuador as a possible passport bros destination. Feel these chicks are wonderful. Feel, brother. Break it down for us, bro. What's your thoughts here?
I haven't been to Ecuador. Well, maybe I should go. Man, these are nice women. Oh boy, I'm definitely enjoying what I'm watching, and they're not blondes. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Wow, these are nice women. Wow. Yeah, this is good. Oh, I wish. Yeah, I like this one in particular. She looks really cute. Yeah, why not travel? Yeah, I think it's kind of the point that you have in your channel is that we should be going to other countries, and of course, Panama would be another place. Costa Rica, we should be going and trying to date as well. So go where there's opportunities. Go. You got this. I just think about what you want. You know, that's it. Think about long term. Try to think about 3, 4, 5 years, and think about the culture and all those kind of things. And hopefully you have a language already. So hopefully you have Spanish or Portuguese or Japanese, Thai, Korean, something like that in place, and you have an opportunity to go abroad. That's all I can really say about that one, you know, to be honest. Yeah.
Facts, Phil. I feel like Spanish, right, is probably one of the most important languages a passport can know, Phil. Because just learning Spanish, Phil, will open you up to many countries in the South American hemisphere, brother. Ecuadorian, flipping Panama speaks Spanish, Nicaragua speaks Spanish, brother, right? So many fine women from those countries, brother, that also speak Spanish too. And I think, Theo, right, realistically, every passport bro, I think eventually must learn Spanish, brother. Do you agree with that, Theo?
I wouldn't say everyone. If you know what country you want, then learn that language. Right. So for me, it was Japan. My backup was Russia, Ukraine, because I speak in Russian. So for me, that's where I was going towards. If you don't know where you want to go to, then at least have Spanish ready to go, because there's so many Latinas as good options, and Latin America has a lot of good places. South America has a lot of good places as well. So yeah, I wouldn't say everyone, but every passport bro. But if you don't have a language, go get Spanish. Make sure you can read and write it.
Facts. Absolute facts. Absolute facts. And Theo, do you think that Ecuadorian women in Ecuador are chicken heavy for brothers and black men?
I don't care. I'm checking for them. Wow. I'll do what it takes to get one of these chicks. If I were in Ecuador, oh boy, that looks good. Oh, tempting. Yeah, that's good. I don't see one bad woman in this group. These all look fine. Yeah, that's good.
They better be checking for brothers, man. I'll be very upset if they weren't checking for brothers, man.
I don't care. You got Brazil next door. Or close enough that the Brazilians are checking for us. So it's, I'm sure that Ecuadorians will find at least 1 or 2 of them that like us. We'll have fun.
Awesome, brothers. Get your passport. You can see having a passport really does open you up and save lives, man. Get you a chick like this, man. Fantastic. Yeah. So next on interactive, Theo. Okay. So Theo, over the past couple of days, a clip emerging from Poland with brothers dancing with a lot of European white women, and people weren't happy about that, Theo. Let's see about this, brother. Okay. as Dr. Umar Jones would say, that right there looks like Snow Bunny heaven, Theo. Uh, Mr. Theo, you've been in Poland, right? Have
Yeah.
you? You've been in Poland. But when you say care practice, brother, right? Was that what you saw in Poland? Was that your experience? Is that what you experienced there? Polish women with brothers like that, dancing, having fun. Break it down for us, Theo.
No, it wasn't like this. This is new. I don't know when this happened. There had to have been some sort of change. I don't know when it was, but there definitely was. This crap wasn't happening before. No way. So this is good. I like it. Women dancing with women. I saw that before. Yeah, but I didn't see. I mean, there might be like one guy dancing, but it usually be American, like American black man. These are Africans. So, yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm like, yeah, these are Africans. So I'm like, these isn't just brothers. These are Africans. Like they've gone full out. So, okay, this is different. I haven't seen this. I say more power to them. If they're happy, they're happy. Let's just call it what it is.
A shout out to our African passport bros for making that move to Poland. And obviously, being in the UK, we have a lot of Polish people here. And having met Polish chicks are flipping gorgeous, bro. And they got body too, Theo. Heavily underrated in the white woman sphere, right? A lot of love Swedish chicks, Norwegian chicks, Polish chicks. They're up there. Theo, when you were there in Poland, right? Can you confirm that Polish chicks are dimes, brother?
I wouldn't say they're dimes. No, they're beautiful. Yeah, but I didn't have a thing for them like that, to be honest. Maybe they looked better. I'm just being honest. I never really looked at them and was like, oh yeah. But I grew up part of my childhood in Chicago, so I had a zillion. There were a zillion Polish there. I was used to them. I didn't even care. So I was checking for Czech and Ukrainians. That's what I was doing. Slovakians. That's what I'm looking for if I'm in this area. So if I were in Poland, I wouldn't be looking for Polish women. I'd be looking, where's a Czech girl? Where's a Slovakian? Is there a Ukrainian girl around here? Let's get one of those. Like that's what I would be doing. But I'm Theo. That's what I would do. I got a student in my class. He'd do really well. He loves dating Polish women. He's a black guy, very intelligent, knows exactly what he's doing. He'd be out there dating with these women, no problem. I got other guys who want to go to Poland. I wish them all the luck. I think they would do very well. Poland doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. It doesn't really do it for me.
We know why. No blonde chicks, but aside from that, no,
there's plenty of blondes.
Right?
Look at there's blondes. I see a blonde. I see a blonde. But they're just. I like the Slavic look. And I look for a Swede right now. I guess is there a Swedish girl around here? Is there a Ukrainian? Okay, yeah, that's how it'd be.
Notice how there's no overweight chick, brother. No obese chick like you see in America. This is why getting your passport is very important here. When you go abroad, foreign women, hardly any of them are packing the pounds. I'll keep it real with you, brothers. Look at it, the flat stomach, the nice thighs, nice arms. They're not overweight. It just tells you just how foreign women are abroad. Just wonderful, shapely, and clean, slim women. Ain't that right?
No, that's right. Yeah, that's definitely. I agree. I definitely agree with you there. Yeah. Again, a lot of women look like this in like Eastern Europe. Like if you go from, I would say, Berlin, east of Berlin, it just gets better and better with the women. So, guys, go for it.
Go for it, brothers. Get your passport, man. Awesome. So let me remove this here. Let's react to this one over here, video file. Let's react to this clip over here, Theo. Okay. Let me bring it up. This one over here. What's your thoughts on this one, Theo?
Who have had some of you, I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. Because I have a wife who leans into her vocation and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
I heard that, and as a woman who is a career woman, who is the person that earns the money in the household as well as being a mum, I wrote something for my daughter last night. It's 4:10 a.m. My alarm goes off. My eyes stinging red, raw paper cuts. How many hours did I get? I try to count up. Between wakes and feeds, it's only been 4 months since I gave birth to you, and now I'm back on the job. We need the money, I know this. My throat swells to a throb. The guilt tears me in two. Am I making the right move? I've worked my whole life to get to where I am, so why do I still feel the pressure to choose? To be a mum or to have my career? Why can't I have both? It's never been a question for dads, so I'll pave the way as I watch you grow.
Oh my goodness, flipping heck. Wow, I don't want to hear that your poetry there, okay? So what this guy said over here, Theo, he's speaking facts, right? Again, we are all here on this earth, right, to procreate. And women should be happy, and women should prioritize having children, getting married, and being homemakers. Because that is how it's meant to be. So obviously mainstream media, when it's into uproar, how can you say that women can do both, or women can do what they want, career, blah blah blah? Not really, man. No, not really. So brother, it shows that these Western women, brother, right, they don't want to be wives, ideally. They want to put their career, they want to live that excellent in the city lifestyle, feel. They have a problem in this, being feminine, submissive, and loving their man, feel in the household, and on them in lead, brother. How can a simple speech like this feel, right? You get the whole of America in uproar. Break it out for us, feel.
I would say, guys, particularly as passport bros, you want to go to countries where women agree with this man, with Harrison. And they think the number one thing that they can do is be a wife. I just want to say for myself, the number one thing that I can be for personally is to be a father. Father number one, husband number two. These are the ones that I'm like, those are my goals in life. My career is something fun. That's it. When I hear women not being able to prioritize correctly, I just pass them up and say, this is another reason why I'm using my passport. So guys, go abroad and do something better. Do not stay in the West, and find women who say they want to be wives and mothers. They are going to make excellent partners for you. If you vet them, they'll make good partners for you for a family. Do not marry someone who is a career woman. Okay? Because even you guys know I make a lot of money. That's not my priority. That's just something I do. My priority is to become a father and a husband. That's number one. And yeah, I think I have my priorities correct. If the women, for the most part in the West, are lost and they do not have their priorities correct whatsoever.
Facts, Phil. Facts. And I also want to add here, Phil, right? In terms of this guy, right? He plays for biggest NFL team in America. I think they just won a Super Bowl, right? And he had the courage and the guts to say this. So I got to applaud him there. Whatever, Phil, right? I've noticed that his comments, right, although they were big news when it came out, nowadays no one speaks about it. But if it was a black man, Phil, right, do you think that it would have been a lot more worse for him, brother? I'm talking probably sponsorship cuts, getting cut for the team, the black feminist brigade, the white feminist brigade, the racism coming out. Why is a black man saying this, or black this, black that? Just think about it, Phil, right? Do you agree with that, Phil? Like, he's because he's white, right? The impact is lesser. But it was a black man saying this, it's gonna be hell on earth, brother. Would you agree?
Yeah, I do agree with that. I very much do agree with that, and that's really unfortunate. I think that we should take a stand and say our position very much is in agreement with Harrison. And it's not only for the women that we think that their number one focus should be the family, but it's also the man. The number one focus for him should also be the family. Now, he might go to work, but it's for the purpose of the family, right? Because he'd rather be at home with the kids and the wife and the dog. And I know for myself, that's how I feel. That's been my focus my entire time. If I didn't have, again, after everything I've lost, I would gladly give the money away, give the trust fund away to have what I lost in Japan. It has no real meaning, to be honest with you. It's just dollars, or it's just numbers. You can't replace people. So yeah, what he is definitely correct. And if it had been a black man saying this, he would have been totally mobbed. And it's just too bad. This is why, guys, you need to be using your passport. Just get out. Don't even deal with this. Like, he should be applauded for actually saying this. Go use your passport. Go someplace else. Oh, that Ecuadorian chicks looked good. Go to Ecuador. Let's try that.
Facts, absolute facts. Get your passport, brothers. Get your passport. Okay, so next one to react to Move from Studio. Present video file. Let's react to this one over here. Okay, let's react to this one over here.
This is wow. This is like a baby's hand. Wait. Say something to the vlog, innit? I'm vlogging my whole trip. Like, so how did we meet then? How did we meet? You came up to me and like, you started and you said how handsome I look, and then you was like, can I get your number? And I said,
I don't think so.
I said, I don't give out my number easily because I'm high maintenance. So what are you telling them?
Nothing.
You doing? Guys, I'm gonna have to leave this beautiful girl. She's gonna miss me. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see each other next month when she comes down to see me.
Damn. Whoa. So you can see here, right? That is a Romanian chick, right? Good looking, slim. She looks good. She's bubbly. She's vibing with the brother who's a passport bro. And, this here just shows you why being a passport bro is probably one of the most important things a man can do right now. Because you have access to women like this. When was the last time, right, you had a friendly conversation and vibe with a West woman like that, bro? I don't, probably 15 years ago for me, probably 10 years ago. It's a long time ago. What about you, Theo? When was the last time, Theo?
I don't know. I'm going back a few decades. I'm trying to remember. This is funny. I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking like maybe I was 22, 23. So, I don't know, close to 30 years ago. Yeah, this doesn't happen. Oh, it's funny.
It doesn't happen, man. So I think obviously Romania, Eastern Europe, and from what I've seen, from what I've experienced, from what I've observed, Romanian chicks, right, are just pleasant to be around. We've done a couple of Romanian streams on the channel. I've come across them in the UK, and they got some love towards brothers. Theo, what's your thoughts and intel on Romanian chicks? Is that something that brothers should look into? The women, and of course, the country too. Break it down for us, Theo, please.
I didn't like them personally. So yeah, I don't like Romanian women. I don't like Hungarian. I don't know why. It's just neither one of them did it for me.
They're not blonde, that's why. Carry on.
There's some blondes out there. It's just they never did it. I I like Czech and Slovakian brunettes, just so you know. I never look for a blonde there. I look for brunettes. But I'm just saying, these women, they just didn't do it for me. So if if you guys want to go there, I mean, sure, check IP, what he's saying, get the intel, go there. That's fine. Just don't have me be a limitation to your ambition. You might like it. My message, however, to this guy is he's not maintaining frame. That's my issue with him. He's acting like a child. So stop acting that way. I don't like how he's acting. He really needs to maintain his frame and be a leader and really be talking to her and engaging. The way he's acting is like a little child. So don't do that kind of crap. She doesn't need that. She can go look for somebody else. She should be looking for you next IP. At least you don't act like a child. So, guys, maintain your frame. Okay? All right. Go abroad.
So you're saying so.
Yeah.
So you're saying like he's got to be looking at it in their eyes, holding their hands, being into deep conversations, deep thought. Is that what you mean, Theo?
Yeah. He's acting like making this video, stuff like that. He's acting like a little girl. Come on, man. Like, stop it. The way he's engaging her right now, he's acting weak. Like, don't do that. Like, come on, get some frame. Go read Rollo Tomasi's books. Okay, maintain your frame, bro. All right, that's what I tell him.
Well, brother, let me tell you this right. But women like this, right? They just bring out the playfulness out of a man, Phil. But hold on for it, right? But let's keep it real, Phil, right? When you do it with Japanese chicks, Phil, right? Because they're so bubbly, so friendly, so feminine, brother. You want to play with them. You want to, do like fun things with them, Phil. And then your playfulness comes out, Phil. But let's keep it real, Phil, right? A true feminine woman who really gets you, who's playful, will bring that playful side out of you, Phil. Come on, Phil. You know you've been through that, Phil. Don't cat Phil. But I know you've been through that, Phil. I know you have, Phil. Pick it out for us.
Yeah,
bro.
but I maintained my frame. If I'm gonna play around with like my Japanese wife, I'm Godzilla. I'm gonna stomp on her. Okay, she's gone dumb. She's gonna use a viral blade and kill me. Like, at least we're strong. I'm maintaining my frame. I'm not acting like this. All right. She is strong. I had a strong Japanese wife. That woman was. I'd never say she was weak. She was strong 24/7. So you can play around. Just don't be acting like no little girl. All right. Maintain frame, guys.
Okie dokie. Classic. Classic.
Like, what's he acting like? Especially like this. Maybe this Romanian woman's really nice. Ukrainian woman wouldn't tolerate this. Russian woman, she'd be like, "Oh no, you don't act like this around me. You need to be a man all the time." Yeah, I agree with that. Be a man. Don't be making no videos like, oh, what's he doing, man? Anyway, rubbing his head like that stuff. Like, get that out of there. Turn off your cell phone. Get off of TikTok, bro. All right.
Oh, classic. Absolute classic. Oh, okay. Get your passport, brothers. Shout out to Mr. Guy Incognito for the support. How soon should passport bros look for a wife? What's your thoughts there?
If your career is stable, again, I'm gonna do it my way. So you have 2 jobs. Your career is stable. You have a learning path. You're actually learning every month. You're growing in your career. Your career's your focus. Then you're in another country. You speak the language. You're comfortable there. All right. And you have at least 6 months of emergency funds in either stock market or cash flow or actual cash. At that point, you can start looking. Right. But again, my main point that I'm going to say to you is you have got to have that cash flow. That is 100% necessary. I have too many students who say they don't care about the career. They have one job. They don't care about the savings, and they just go to a country and start doing whatever. And it leads to financial destruction. Even if they have a lot of cash flow, it doesn't matter. They end up simping for women in the other country. They use their cash in order to finance love towards them. That's simping. and you cannot do that. So you have to be like, hey, look, I've got my career. I got everything the way it's supposed to be. If I end up talking to you, I do. If I don't, I don't care. Right? You got to be solid in that first. Then you can start thinking about a wife. And usually the wife will appear to you. She'll pop up, hey, I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Zeke for the support. How attractive are the women in Scandinavia? Very attractive, bro. Some of the top-notch white women.
It depends on what you like. You know, you might be Scandinavia to you might be like Romania to me. It barely is subjective. It's based upon taste. I like Scandinavian women. Okay, I have a thing for them. I always have, but maybe not you. So depends.
Awesome. Shout out to Malik Kweli for the support. Thanks for calling that behavior out. I saw it too, but I didn't want to come off like a hater. Glad to see you doing good, bro. Awesome. Thanks for the support, Malik. Appreciate
you
it, bro.
know, in the class, if somebody starts acting like that way, I start going after them. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that crap in my class. I don't even care, man. I go after. I'm like, nah, man, this isn't how you act. So I'm the teacher, man. I'm like Mookie the teacher. I can't be allowing this crap to go on. I don't want you guys acting like little pansies abroad. So, yeah, I call it out.
Okay. Theo, let's write to the next clip. Okay.
Sure.
So your favorite country, of course.
付き合いたいって黒人の方と付き合いたいって思いますか？付き合いたいと思ったって考えたことないですね。こう身近に黒人の方とか関わったことありますか？ないんですよね、はい、だから考えたことがないですけど全然人は人っていうかなんだろうその差別とかないので全然いいと思います。黒人の方に対するイメージいいイメージも悪いイメージも強そうだし仲間意識も強そうだなみたいな。なんか悪いイメージはお会いしたことないからもう本当にイメージになっちゃうと思うんですけど見た目が強そうなので怖く見えちゃうかもしれないです。黒人の方に対して羨ましい点ってありますか？身体能力が高いのすごい羨ましいですよね。全然足遅くて走れないのですごい足速そうだなって思います。友達になってみたいとは思いますか？もう全然いろんな人と関わりたいので関わってみたいです。
What's your thoughts there, Theo? Break it down.
Oh, this is very typical, especially in Tokyo. The way she's thinking, this is entirely typical. You read her body language. This is her body language. Well, I've never met a black person, true, and I think they're strong. And if one wanted to date me, yeah, okay, that's how she's acting right now. That's it. It's basically like us in the West. If we could date a Japanese woman, we'd be like, yeah, sure. And she's doing the opposite. Oh, date a black guy? Yeah, sure. That's how she's acting.
Awesome, brother. So, but would you say like a lot of Japanese women are like that? So they've not met a black guy, but they be open towards dating a brother, loving a brother, kissing a brother, hugging a brother, smooching a brother, holding hands with a brother, hugging a brother, you know, being around a brother, you know, kissing a brother. Is that what you're saying, Theo? Breaking up for us, brother.
I wouldn't go that far. So talking to a brother and going on a date with a brother, yes, that's about as far as it would go. And maybe if they like the situation, they would do more. But that's it. That Japanese women aren't fantasizing like that. So they're not really thinking because there's not that many Japanese. It'd be like, okay, that'd be like me saying like I'm fantasizing. I'm thinking about smooching, kissing, talking, caressing a Mongolian. I don't think I've ever met a Mongolian before. So I mean, I don't know. So if I met, like, I'm open to a date with a Mongolian. Why not? I've never been on one. So sure, okay. And going on a date with one and going on to dinner with one, yeah. But I don't know anything about Mongolian women after that. I don't know. I'll be like, is your great grandfather Genghis Khan? Are you gonna kill me? Sorry, are you gonna delete me? So are you gonna crusade against me? I don't know what's going on. So that's it. That's how it'd be like with Mongolian. Japanese women are very much the same way. their opportunity to meet a black person is extremely low. So they don't even think about meeting one in their entire lives. So if they're open to it, but that's about all. That they see us on television, that's about all it is.
Okay, but she wants so this is that black women are strong, they're fast. But do you think those are okay terms to describe black people? You know, it seems like some Japanese chicks think that about black men strong, fast. What about being nerdy, watching anime, being intelligent, brother? Do you think, or am I thinking too deep into it? She says that strong, fast, good, good, good. Yeah, she wants a brother. I feel. Big time first feel.
No, she's seeing things like the Olympics. I mean, Japanese people talked about this quite a lot. They're impressed with the Olympics. They see like these international sports events are like, wow, we can't compete against black people. They're not looking at white guys. They're looking at blacks here, particularly Africans. And they're like, we have how do we compete with these guys? So if they're saying her intention here is good, everything she's saying about black people here is good. She doesn't have anything derogatory or a derogatory thought towards black people. She's actually rather innocent here. She just has a good view of us. So I would say let's just go with it. This is a good start. I wish I can get this level in the United States. This would be a vast improvement. I take it. Yeah, thank you. I don't care. She doesn't, and she doesn't. She's not thinking about anime or anything like that. No, man, because she doesn't even know if you know about anime. That's her viewpoint, pretty much. And then also the anime that she likes, maybe you've never heard of it before, which is most likely true.
Awesome, fantastic, awesome. Get your passport, brothers. There's a whole bunch of Japanese chicks waiting for us, man. Iranian brothers to Japan by the end of 2025. Let's go. Okay, all right. So let me now so shout out to Mr. Global Free Agent for the support. Appreciate you, bro. Please listen to Theo. Don't do what I did. I started late, then went scorched earth to get ahead. Foresight and focus, brothers. Yes, indeed. Focus, brothers. Please. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, brother. So next clip to react to, Theo. Okay. Video file. So, Theo, look at this. Slim, thick, gym, thick Asian. Theo, I didn't know this even existed, Theo. Let's break it down.
小姐，打扰你了。喝酒是在街上帮陌生人拍照，那我觉得你气质很好，我可以帮你拍张照片，很简单，2-3分钟。OK。
Hold on, let me remove the bar because I want y'all to see that thickness, man, that slim thickness. That is my ideal body type on a chick, Theo, and I'll break it down further when I react to it. Hold on, remove. Okay, let's go.
小姐，打扰你了。喝酒是在街上帮陌生人拍照。那我觉得你气质很好，我可以帮你拍张照片，很简单，2-3分钟。OK， 小姐怎么称呼 ？OK， 看镜头一张。哇，很棒哎！请问你平常是有在从事模特相关的行业吗？
偶尔会有人找我拍。
哦，就是可能服装之类的这样子。给我一个酷的好了。对。好，看地板一张。OK。
Wow. So you're seeing here, right, a slim, thick Taiwanese chick. This is in Taiwan. I got a lot to say, Theo. Okay, so let me go here first, brother. Right. So, slim, thick Asian women exist. It really does exist, and I want to see more slim, thick Asian women like that. The legs, the hips. I like that figure. I think it's awesome. I want to see more Asian women, having that body, right? Particularly Japanese chicks. If more Asian women get body like this, Theo, I personally don't believe that any other race of woman can compete with an Asian woman who has a body like this. Cute face, body like that. Theo, I think, particularly on a Japanese chick, Theo, it's over. It's over for Afro Latinas. It's over for Latinas. It's over for the Beckys that are blonde that Theo likes. Particularly if a bunch of Asian chicks get slim thick like that, Theo. Do you agree or disagree, Theo? You're on mute.
I haven't said anything yet. I'm looking at you like, okay, all right, okay, IP. All right. I think there's more women who have disappearance in Korea than other areas in Asia. I would also say Manchuria. So, if you want Taiwan, definitely. I thought that's mainland China for a while because I was looking at reading the Chinese. I'm like, okay, that's Taiwan. That makes sense. What can I? Cambodia also. Laos has more women who look like this. So yeah, if that's the type you want, okay, that would make sense. Also, Kyushu in Japan, they have more women who look like this. Yeah, but it's so it's not. This isn't the type that you should go for. So, well, if you want to go there, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, there are these types. Yeah.
But I'm hearing that Taiwan could be a potential hotspot for black men and passport bros, particularly black men. I'm hearing that although they're Chinese ethically, right, the way they view black men is very positive. And I have heard and seen black men have success there in Taiwan. Have you been to Taiwan before, Theo? And what's your thoughts about Taiwanese women, brother?
I liked them. I mean, they're okay. I got a friend there right now who's really doing well. He's black and successful, and he's dating Taiwanese women at will. So he's doing very, very well. They like nerds there. He's definitely a nerd.
Ooh.
So yeah, they so if you have your master or something like that, or you're doing like programming, cloud, anything like that, infrastructure, networking, and you're good at it, they want to go on a date with you. But yeah, I mean, again, if you're saying it might be hot for us, yeah, because mainland China might come in and invade tomorrow. So I don't know about that. Maybe, yeah, because of nukes. Like I would say, yeah, maybe. I mean, okay. Let me just be honest with you. Okay, if you want to go, I have a good friend of mine who's happily married to a Taiwanese woman, and she's taller than him. He's a black guy. They have 5 kids together. Yeah, and they're happy. If that's what you want, that's what you want. Go for it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to like how I'm talking right now. If you want a Taiwanese woman, you want a woman who looks like this, you want to go to certain areas, go for it, guys. Just get on the airplane, get your career, get the language, get on the airplane, go do it. This isn't more my type for an Asian woman, so what can I say?
So, but I know you prefer slimmer, Theo, and I know when it comes to Asian women. But let me ask this, Theo, right? So, your friend right there, is he part of the IT stuff we do, or is he just someone you know separately that is out there in Taiwan?
Yeah, he's part of the IT stuff that we do. Yeah, he was a former student. And he's doing very well. He's my most successful student that I have. And he's dating. He was definitely dating. I saw the receipts. So he dated more than one Taiwanese woman. They were beautiful. So, yeah, they're not Taiwanese women aren't poor. They're on par with Korean and Japanese women. These are not poor women at all. So they're highly educated. So they want you. They want you for a reason. It's not. It's actually genuine. They actually like you.
And they like black men too. Oh my goodness, amazing. Let's go, brothers. Okay, Taiwan is next for passport bros and black men. Awesome.
I wouldn't go that far. We're gonna do much better with Thailand and Vietnam than we would do with Taiwan right now. It just, I would say it's an option. Yeah. Okay, so with Taiwan, if you meet a good girl there and you like her, you might want to pull her out of the country. I don't know why. I don't know. Some sort of aggression across the ocean. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Some small island doesn't like them, but just get her out of the country. That's just my recommendation.
To Japan, of course. So now,
anywhere, just so that you don't have to be in a war zone. That's what I'm dealing with Ukraine right now. It's like somebody's telling me like, okay, Theo, I want to be with you, but I want you to move your gym and buy a house here in Ukraine. I'm like, okay, there's rockets falling in Ukraine. That I could buy a house and it blows up. I could send my gym on a boat and it gets sunk by a Russian sub. I don't like that. Let's not do that. Man, I like Ukraine. Okay, so maybe don't date women in a war zone. Let's try that.
Facts. Okay. So next one to react to, Theo.
I'm only talking how much an alpha man, and I'm only talking the real men, should be spending on a wedding ring. I was always taught, at least in my circle, that a guy should spend 3 months of his salary on the wedding ring. So if you're making about $100,000 a year, what is it, divided by 12 times 3 should be about like what, 25,000? Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, it's a wedding ring. It's what she's gonna have on her finger forever. You better invest in that. I mean, honestly, if you're not making over 100,000 a year, you have no right to be married. I'm sorry, it is what it is.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
Ooh, whoa, America's finished. America's done for. And that's a very pretty woman, right? But so the hardware is amazing. She's gorgeous, but the software is just corrupted. 25K on a ring. Theo, break it down for us, Theo. Theo, I said questions for you, Theo, right? Is how much would you spend on a wedding ring, Theo, right? And should a guy be earning 100K before he should consider getting married, Theo? Break it down.
Okay, first, you should be making 100K before you actually start dating. That's my point of view. Even if you are dating in another country, you should be making $100,000. I do agree with her there. So, okay. And when I was dating in Japan, I was at $85,000 on my way to $120,000 when I started really seriously dating. So I'm just saying, and it only took me 10 months to do that. So this woman is delusional. You put the way it's supposed to be actually is 3 months of your salary into an engagement ring. Okay. The engagement ring isn't worn that often, though wedding ring should actually be cheaper than the engagement ring, and that you do wear the wedding ring all the time, and it's designed to take damage. So you want, like mine was platinum, hers was too. It's a lot cheaper because you're going to be wearing it all the time, like you're doing dishes, you're playing something, you're doing exercising, anything like that. You're going to have your wedding ring on. So your engagement ring is something for something special. All right. Now, yeah, beautiful girl. You see the nose ring, we know something's wrong. First thing. So you look, where's the software? Saying 25,000, that's what she thinks she deserves. As a guy, I make $600,000 a year. I could afford $25,000 in cash in 1 month. No problem. I can actually get it. I wouldn't pay 25 cents for a ring for this chica. Like 25 cents for a plastic ring I can get at Dairy Queen. I would not give that to her whatsoever. This woman has bad values. Do not even consider dating like this. What you want is to be abroad and a woman saying to you, she doesn't even care about a ring. She wants to be your wife and she wants to have your children. And the value she sees is in the family she's going to make with you in the future. That's her ring, the family. That's the kind of woman you put a ring on. All right? You don't put a ring on this. So my little opinion here. Give it to you, IP.
Facts for you. Personally, I wouldn't spend more than £500 in a ring. It's just a ring. It's just a ring. And I think as people gotta be very smart financially. So if you're gonna spend 20K on a ring, right, that 20K could be put into crypto or stocks and actually give you value a year from now, 6 months from now. People are just not thinking right, bruv. So either you take the £500 ring or you walk away, because I'm not out here spending flipping house money on a goddamn ring. F off, man. It's not happening, bruv. It ain't happening. Wow. No, I mean, it's a ring, though. Like £500 for engagement ring, £500 for wedding ring. That is more than enough, man. It's a ring. Weird.
Yeah, I think she's the one. She's a TikToker. I think she's actually Thai, and she grew up in America, something like that. That's why she's talking this way. I think she's actually ethnically Thai. And you go to Thailand, women don't talk this way. They just don't. You don't. It's just unfortunate. I think I said about her before. She's a waste of. It's an unfortunate waste of good DNA, but bad programming. That's it. Like you look at her first, she's like, oh yeah, that would be great for making kids, and then she talks like, nope, sorry, ain't gonna happen. We're done. So I'm like, honey, man, this ain't gonna. No, it's just unfortunate. Oh well.
Facts, absolute facts, man. Brothers, get your passport, man. These women will make you go broke. Hell nah. Get your passport, brothers. Get your passport. Stop dating Western chicks. Okay, so next one to react to. Shout out to Mr. Guy Incognito for the support. What are some good practical AWS cloud books?
Okay,
join the course, right?
You go to Amazon, and then you type in AWS book, and you get a list of books. Buy them all. You'll be good. Especially look for the expensive ones, and you'll be fine.
Awesome. All right, so video file. All right, so let's wrap this one, Theo. Okay.
Ask me why. Female hit me up in the DM and they asked me, why is it that successful black men always date white women or Oriental women when they get some money? Well, I'm attempt to answer this the best way I know how, just by keeping it all the way 1,000. See, a lot of times when men get some money, black men to be exact, they want a woman that's going to be submissive, that's going to actually do what they say, and a woman that's going to just be there to support every decision they make. Asian women, white women are very subtle, very submissive, very easy to deal with. They haven't came up the way black women have came up. And a lot of times when you're dealing with black women, you know, you're going to deal with some kickback. They not just going to do whatever the fuck you say just because you making the bread and butter. When a man get power and when he feels like he's on top of his game, he's on top of the world, and he got some money, you can't tell him nothing. His ego's to the roof. The white woman might deal with that type of shit because she just happy to have a black man. She feel like she got her a token nigga. So she's going to follow his lead and do whatever he says. Because they just happy to have a black man by their side. Black women, they've been dealing with our bullshit for years. So when we get some money and we start to act a certain type of way and be demanding, they not going to put up with that bullshit. That's why it's always that combative type of relationship with the black man and the black woman, man. The black man been suppressed all his life. The black woman has been suppressed all her life. It's passed down to their generation and their bloodline. We don't want to feel oppressed in our relationship. Instead of him trying to figure out and deal with the black woman and communicate with her on a certain level, he say forget that and get him a white woman and keep it moving. I'm not saying he's right or...
Okay, interesting. So, brother, so over the past couple of weeks, right, particularly in the NFL drafts, we saw a lot of brothers with white women Beckys, right? And we're seeing a growing number of brothers consider East Asian women as dating options and married matured brother. And we're seeing black women not unable to compete with white women, particularly for high value black men. This guy here says some good points, right? And I think it comes down to, you know, brothers being around, competitive, masculine BWs. Let's keep it real, right? The way the black community has been built, the way it is right now, the black community turns BWs into masculine, into you know, it turns them masculine. It really does, you know. So and it also is a environment where they just don't respect brothers. There's no respect towards black men from BWs in the black community. Okay. So in the West, right, we know for a fact that BWs don't respect black men. Black men have seen it and they're thinking, if I don't get respect for my own woman, I gotta look somewhere else. A white chick, an Asian chick, a Latina chick. Do you agree with that, Theo? Break it down for us, bro.
I totally agree with you. And if there was no building with him while he was becoming successful, what's the value? Like, why would he do it? Well, I'm talking about a Western woman, period. I don't get it. I really don't understand why he would do that at all. So, I mean, for myself, when I was becoming stronger and stronger in IT and learning my languages and learning like finance and economics, studying like night and day, there wasn't any Western women around. They weren't helping me at all. They were off with other guys. So when I became, when I started making my money, well, there were Japanese women there and they were definitely around me. So of course I was with Japanese women. I see Western women not really playing the long game. Some of them do, right? So you see that with the NFL guys. But I will say this, ABW, they're not playing long game at all. It's only what you can do for me now. So I don't know why I would have even considered just the way it is.
And do you think that because they're unable to play the long game right, the person to blame for that is their own mothers? Do you feel like BW's mothers don't raise BW's very well, brother, to play the long game when it comes to dating? It's all about me, now. I'm not seeing a man's potential. But I've noticed that BWs don't see a man's potential, Theo, but other races do. So for example, right, if an Asian chick hears that you've got a computer science degree, she's thinking, okay, wow, he's got a degree in computer science, his future is very bright. BW's thinking, okay, you got a degree, but how much money you can right now? Is it six figures? Do you have a BMW? Do you have a six-pack? Would you agree with that, Theo?
I say for the ABW, if he's a gorgeous thug, then suddenly she invests in his future. But if he's a nerdy black man, a hard-working nerdy black man who's a family-oriented, she doesn't invest at all. So this is where, this is where, like, again, a Taiwanese woman would invest. Korean, yeah. Japanese, without a doubt. Ukrainian, yep. Latinos, they'd be around. So I think we need to go with our options with the women who are there, or that, like nerds who are thinking long term, not just today. That's what I would say. If they really like that thug type, don't be hanging around them. Of course, when you make the money, as with me, suddenly they say nice guys win in the end. Nice guys finish last. And they start talking to you, but that's because they've got 2 or 3 kids from 2 or 3 different men, and they got different issues and child support issues and things like that. And they're looking for some guy to come in, some simp. So don't even engage that, guys. Don't even, no, man. If she didn't want you in her prime, don't bail her out in her decline.
Oh, Theo, you got a bar, sir. Are you the new Nas, Theo, now? The new Jay-Z? What's with that about, bro? You got bars? You Nas now, huh? You Nas? You Kendrick?
I'm just saying, don't even do it. I don't know how many women thought I was gonna bail them out. I was like, are you serious? Like, you're joking, man. Oh, like, I'm making this $20,000 after taxes every month. That's my net wages. You think I'm gonna be with you? Your eggs are dead. What are you talking about, lady? What's that gonna happen? So, guys, don't even consider those kind of women. Go for young.
Facts, absolute facts. All right. Shout out to Mr. Umi Yadwa for the support. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out IP and the GOAT Theo. The biggest expense will be on the lawyer to get a prenup. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Facts.
but it's so many other things. You just, man, I can't really express it. It just, guys, don't even consider this. Like, go abroad. Go abroad. So, like, again, I was just talking IP before class and before this podcast, and some of my other students know. So basically, I'm highly planning on relocating to Rio, and one of the reasons is because of legal. So if I'm going to be making the family, I would rather have divorce. If divorce would happen, I would rather that happen in Brazil than in the West. So I'm actually thinking of an area where I can get a good treatment. Colombia is also a good place. Japan is a good place. So if you're going to get married and make the family, guys, don't even consider the West. Don't even bring her here. Just go stay abroad, make the family there. You'll be good.
Facts, absolute facts. Okay, awesome. Phil, we at 2 hours. Do you want to end it, or do you want to go for three more?
We can keep on going. We can keep on going.
Keep on.
Yep.
Okay, awesome, brother. So another clip I want to react to, Theo, is this one here, Theo, and this is from you. Oh, Theo, I'm sure it's gonna hit closer to home, Theo.
What do people think about the migrants? What's going on here at the migrant crisis? What do people think about the migrants here inside Chicago?
On some real shit, I think they need to go on back where they at, Joe. We ain't got enough room for them right now.
And where should they go?
Shit, somewhere where's room for them at. Even if it's back to where they at or another little city. But Chicago too packed, man. We already got a lot going on.
What do you think about them giving them free hotels, free phones?
That's what I'm saying. They treating them better than real residents. Like, they giving them shit that they ain't give us. And we born and raised in Chicago. They come here giving them $15,000 in their name, a GN link, all type of shit. I'm damn. But you got homeless people sleeping on the street. You know, they fucked up, but y'all bringing people in and treating them better than motherfuckers who from Chicago. I don't like that, though.
What's your direct message to Mayor Johnson, then?
Man, fix this. Get this shit together, bro. Help the city. Don't just be all talk. You talk that talk to get in there, live it. Stand on business.
You gotta stand on business.
Yeah. And it's your boy Chief Spaz, man. I do music, man.
Brother, bro, are you from California, Theo, or are you from Chicago? Right? You right?
I'm from the Chicago area. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this clip, brother?
To be honest, I don't care. Because I'm looking to go to another country. So I already know that the States is sinking. And if it sinks even more with migrants, so be it. I just want people to keep on working here so they keep the dollar strong. And if they have a strong dollar, that means abroad I have a better standard of living. So keep on working, Americans. If they want to give money to migrants this way, okay. The migrants will spend and okay, fine. So I don't care. It's a sinking ship. It'd be like, okay, so like, let's say that, you know, I'm getting on an airplane to, let's say I'm on a ship to Japan and I'm hearing about the Titanic. I don't care about the Titanic. It's going in a different direction. I don't care. So that's how I view America right now. It's like the Titanic.
Damn, a lot of issues going on in America, Phil. Obviously, with election season and the whole migrant crisis, Phil, and a lot of people have had enough, Phil. You know, and that's why more people are becoming passport bros, right? Because you know something isn't right in America, in the West, where we know for a fact that you know the average people in America, or you know middle class or whatever, they're kind of struggling right now, and still the guy who leads America, what is he doing? What is he doing? You know, and you know that's why having your passport, right? You should thank God every day, right, that you have a passport, because at least you can get out of this situation. Some dudes can't get a passport. Some dudes are locked down with Keisha, paying alimony, you know, and ain't got no hope. they ain't got no hope. But as brothers, when we see America falling, the West falling, we can get out of there and live lives abroad. In the right feel.
Yeah, that's what I would say. We can just have a better life abroad. Look, guys, you're as passport bros, your consideration should be, how do you work remotely? How do you bring your money into some other country? How do you get residency in the other country? How do you buy land there? And then ultimately how you get married and have children. That's your focus. If the United States or the West is falling into the ocean, so be it. As long as they're working, as long as they're buying stuff and supporting the economy, that's all you care about. In the other country, you want to do some investments over there. That's it. So I don't tell you the truth. I'm even the politics, because you look at each party, they don't close the border. Each one of them doesn't do it. I mean, they take pot shots at each other, but they don't do it. I mean, no, man. Nobody was as ruthless as the Japanese. The Japanese are? They're like, they just do random checks on you. The police come out and say, okay, every single foreigner, show us your documentation right now. They're not playing, right? Like, if they see there's an issue, they deport you. You can't get into the country. And the way it has been here, I mean, ever since, I remember Reagan, they just is basically allowing them in constantly. So, I don't care. All right.
Okay. All right. So next one to react to, remove from studio. So it'll be 2 clips in one over here. So this time about the motherland. So let's start this one first.
Mining company has opened a $300 million lithium processing plant in Zimbabwe. The country has one of the world's largest reserves of the metal, which is used in electric car batteries. Zimbabwe's president, Emerson Mnangagwa, was present for the official opening of the plant on Wednesday.
Lithium is the mineral of the present and the future. Hence, its beneficiation and a value addition by Prospect Lithium Zimbabwe will position our country as an emerging and competitive player in the global lithium value chain world over.
With global demand surging for lithium, Zimbabwe has in recent years drawn investors in battery minerals from Canada, the United Kingdom and Australia, although China remains the dominant player.
Okay. Let me get the other clip over here. Right. Present video file 12.1. This one over here.
Airport, build a road. So they go in, build an airport, build a road, build water, build everything. They take Chinese employees in to give those Chinese employees jobs. They work, they create all this infrastructure, and the local country signs a lease that says the Chinese government can use this for their own purposes. So now China just built 10 military bases all around the globe. They just call them airports until the time comes that China calls in the favor on their lease and says, hey, we're going to move military transports and military troops.
They win in so many ways. I mean, they're going to own our power grid. If we have this big green initiative, why the hell are we allowing China to take all of the lithium mines and make all of the batteries, all of the panels, all of the wind turbines? Everything is coming from China. You go back and they talk about how Trump basically had told the German chancellor, hey, you might want to get your natural gas from somewhere besides Russia. That's your enemy. We sit there and we criticize Europe for getting their their energy from Russia, and then we do the exact same thing and get our energy from China.
So I don't like the way the Chinese are moving over the past decade or so. From what I'm seeing, I don't think they have Africa's best interests at heart. And we as black men, right, we need to compete on a global scale. It comes to a point where we got to start building products ourselves, earning our resources. And we all know that lithium is going to be a very important resource, what powers the batteries in electric vehicles. So the average person, right, smart thinking person, would use that demand to build their country and their infrastructure. But China somehow has the monopoly on lithium in Africa. Tell me what monopoly Africans have in China. I just don't get it, Theo, bruv. So I do not want to be a permanent underclass. I don't want black men to be a permanent underclass. We need to step up and be a global player. Japanese got Sony, Nintendo, Mitsubishi. Koreans got Samsung, Hyundai. The white man got Tesla, Microsoft, etc., etc. Bruv, what is going on, man? Can't everyone see what China is doing in Africa? Break it down for us, Phil. It's just flipping on name, bruv.
The way that okay, first off, I'm glad that Zimbabwe has a mineral, lithium, that can be mined in a peaceful manner in order to sell to China or to anybody else who offers the highest price in order to benefit the country of Zimbabwe. That's good. Congratulations. The way I look at it is, okay, Zimbabwe, what are you going to do with the cash flow? So one of the things that I would say is, okay, are you going to build an AWS region or a GCP region or Azure region, get some cloud computing in there and build the entire infrastructure out so that you're investing in the future with this with the revenue that's coming in? Are you putting your infrastructure into, like, the money into roads, building additional infrastructure, no matter what it must be, in order to fund the future? That's the way I look at it. And if they're not doing that, then it's not so much China taking from them, because this is a peaceful act. It is more of them not actually, of Zimbabwe not investing the money correctly for their future. And boy, like, that's never happened before. Now, when we talk about lithium and the future of energy, yeah, we have I would say America has a really big problem here, because it has consistently not been investing properly into renewables. Japan and Germany make, although the Netherlands make America look really bad for renewables. And a lot of the technology for it was originally developed in the United States, but it's just that we didn't go with it, whereas China had an industrial policy towards development of lithium. So that's our mistake that we made. I'm hoping that we can get hydrogen power better for hydrogen cars as an option in the future. That would be great. Again, Toyota has that. They've been working on it for years. GM has been working on it for years, so for decades as well. So let's hope that there's some other alternative. But the investment into renewables by America has been, frankly speaking, pathetic. And instead, we're always going after oil and natural gas. That's an issue. So our situation is deserved. China's actually doing it correctly.
But I think as black men, right, in an African country, that there's got to be some sort of foresight as to, okay, this is something that is in huge demand around the world. Let's run it. Let's monopolize it, and let's get wealth from this particular resource. Allowing China to come in. We know China doesn't have Africa's best interests at heart, right? It wants to run that particular sector, make money, and also make America angry by running that sector, because lithium is a very, very important part of the world right now. Okay, China wants Taiwan. The semiconductors in Taiwan, TCMC. They got lithium. Something ain't right here, Theo, bruv. It sounds like world domination here, bro. And bruv, black people have been through Arabic slavery, white slavery. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from China, but I'll keep it real with you, brother.
But China isn't coming in there enslaving Africans. They have
free
no
money,
intention
brother.
for this.
They're doing it for money, brother.
Okay, but compared to European colonialization, nothing's going on. So I'm not so worried about China. They have legal contracts, they have legal extraction. So it's more like these African countries do they actually have the leadership to apply the cash flows correctly? And if they do, they do, and they don't. So I'm not so much over China on this one, to be honest. I just hope that the African countries do the best. And if China has a lithium industrial policy as a country industrial policy, so be it. I can't knock on them for that. I just have to look at what the United States is doing and saying, stop thinking in a short-sighted method, think long-term. Get somebody else in there with some real leadership and some foresight who can actually lead. And we're having a dearth of leadership at this time. And we're not having the real leadership that we need for the future.
Okay, I disagree with some of your points there, Theo, in regards to China, but we'll see how that goes. So how the things develop in Africa in terms of Chinese investment, and of course we'll follow up on the channel. So let's go into the next clip to react to, Theo. From here, so let's react to this one over here, Theo. Okay, let's react to this one here. There it is.
Well, we're literally the murder capital of the world.
Yes.
And in the case of El Salvador, we're literally the murder capital of the world.
Yes.
And we turn it into the safest country in the Western Hemisphere.
Your capital is now safer than our capital in Washington.
Yes.
A lot safer.
And the country is safer than the United States as a whole.
Yes.
The U.S. murder rate is around 6 murders per 100,000 inhabitants, and our murder rate is 2. So we're safer than Canada, safer than Chile, safer than Uruguay, safer than the U.S., safer than any country in the Western Hemisphere. There are countries in the other hemisphere that are safer than El Salvador, but not in the Western Hemisphere.
So you did that in just a couple of years?
Yes, we did that basically in 3 years.
So just bottom line it for us, what's the formula?
Well, I can tell you the official formula and the real formula.
Okay.
So the official formula is that we did a plan. I mean, we did a plan. It's not when I say official, I mean it's a lie. It's just the official one. We did a plan that was comprised of phases. So we roll up the first phase, then the next one, then the next one, and then gangs started attacking back. So we had to roll up everything at once, like in a hurry. So and it worked. It worked. In a couple of weeks, the country was transformed because the gangs were not yet arrested, but they were on the run. So we basically, in the roll-up of Phase 6, we basically pacified the country in a couple of weeks.
Wow. Theo, you go there first, Theo. What's your thoughts there as to the El Salvador success from being one of the most dangerous countries on earth to now being safer than America? Get on first, bro.
So when he's saying that they pacified the gangs, what does he mean by pacify? I was listening to this too. So did you just decide to just gather all the gang leaders or the gangs together and go ahead and liquidate them? That's what it looks like. That's what I thought he was going to say.
I think they're in jail.
Well, that would work. Yeah. So it looks like he used some sort of government power to take care of this. That's the way it works. So if they did, fine. Okay, that's what they did.
And you know what, right? It's just, I think this here puts America to shame, Theo. America being the top economy in the world, a first world country, and El Salvador, the success story in regards to Bitcoin, in regards to them, again, now tourism dollars, El Salvador rising up in the ranks here in the South America region. Gotta give respect to them, Theo. And us being passport bros, I'm very happy that it's a much more safer country. particularly brothers who love Latina women, the culture. El Salvador may be a spot for passport bros, and it also shows you feel the importance of great leadership, the right people in power, the right thinking, the right acts. It's very important, you know. And I want to applaud this guy for doing the right thing and putting his country on the map. Would you agree or disagree, Theo?
Yes, but yeah, he did the right job. We can't do this in the United States because we have the Fourth Amendment. So we have we are protected from unauthorized or unreasonable searches. And I'm glad we have that, or else who knows what would happen. The police would just search us all day long. So we're protected against abuses from police power in that way. But in that, the other problem is that it permits us to hide our arms and go crazy on people if we want to. And that, unfortunately, there's a lot of areas where that happens. So it's the price of democracy in the United States. I think it's unfortunate. Japan doesn't have this problem. They do what Ecuador do. So they do what San Salvador do. That would be like, oh, okay, so people apparently have arms. Okay, let's just go search everyone. So, there's no Fourth Amendment. So again, we can't do it here. We just can't. It's the Constitution.
Awesome. Brothers, El Salvador may need that trip. We got a streamer on the channel, see how it is and report back to the passport bros. Awesome. Theo, how are you feeling, brother?
I'm actually feeling rather charged. I'll be up for another 3 hours, so I'm feeling good. I just sent some time cards in as I was talking to you, so I got dinged. Hey, you didn't send your time card. I'm like, okay. I got some GCP work to get done with tomorrow morning, so I'm like, okay, not looking forward to that. But oh well, we can keep on going. Nothing's going on in Japan right now with work, so it's okay.
Okay. All right. So let me see how much files can I react to. Okay. So, but let's react to 3 more. And if you want to do calling sessions, up to you, Phil, but let's carry on. So let's react to this one over here. Let's react to this over here, Phil.
私は6点。
10点満点中何点だと思いますか？
私は6点かなと思います。コンプレックスがいくつかあるので、なんか完璧じゃないなっていうのがあって6点にしてます。身長が高いとか、顔が小さいとか、そういうところがあれば10点に近づくのかなと思います。
身長今何センチか聞いてもいいですか
？153センチです。160はありたいっていうのが理想です。
整形についてどう思いますか？
肯定的に捉えてます。今の時代、整形ってそんな珍しいことじゃないし、YouTuber とかの方でもいろいろやられてる方がいるので。
同い年の周りの友達とかで整形してる人いますか？
そうですね。目の整形とかは結構いるかなと思います。
自分が整形をする可能性はありますか？
可能性は今のところないかなと思います。父とか母、いい印象っていうのを持ってないっていうのが。
Wow. Whoa. If she was, so she clearly doesn't like her parents. She's made it very clear, you know. But if she was in the US, right, she'll be wiped up quickly. A lot of dudes would be after her to make her a wifey, girlfriend. But she's in Japan, right, and she doesn't feel perfect. Okay, so this is why getting your passport makes things a lot more easier. So all you gotta do, right, in my opinion, is be her boyfriend, tell her, hey, you're beautiful and she is yours forever. She will never forget you. She'll never let you go. Brother, oh my goodness, Phil, it's that easy, bro. It's that easy. Brother, all she needs, Phil, is a guy tell her, hey, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. Bro. She's gorgeous, man. She's like a 7.5. How does she feel like a 6? So, me personally, if that was my girl, hey, you're beautiful. She's mine forever. Phil, what's your thoughts here, Phil, bruv?
No, I don't think she's a 6. I think she's a 5. Honestly, I've dated better, by far
What?
better than this. Yeah, in Japan.
Huh?
Yeah, my Japanese wife was by far better looking than her. She was actually a 6, so I would say she was better looking than my Japanese wife. So they are okay. Okay, so if you tell, I think it's something you're saying funny. Japanese women are rather humble about their beauty, and if you are, especially most of us are tall compared to them. This is 5'3", 160 centimeters. My wife was also 160 centimeters. If you just look at them, if you go up to them, you just have a good personality, and you like say, "Hey, look, I think you're kind of cute." Don't say beautiful. Just say cute in the beginning, because beautiful will overwhelm them. Just say, "I think you're kind of cute," and like, do you want to have some ice cream together, or do I go have ramen? They'll be down for that because they like ramen and ice cream, or go some coffee, and that's how you do it. And then you just kind of have fun with them and kind of talk with them. That's a very good methodology of doing things and talk to them. Japanese girls won't just date you because you say they're cute or because they're beautiful. You said that to them. They will say hazukashi, which means they're shy. Hazukashi da yo ne. They'll be kind of shy, and they'll be kind of awkward around you, right? But they won't necessarily go out with you. So you still have to have a little bit of game, but not that much. So there's options. You get some possibilities there.
Okay. Interesting. Wow. 5. Okay. But you've lived there, so I'm sure. I take your word for it, Phil. But she looks good.
I know it. Like I've dated 8s and 9s in Japan. Yeah, I've dated like real hot women. So I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean I've dated like really hot 22-year-olds. So yeah, she's not on that level. So what can I say?
Okay. Fair enough there.
I mean I've dated women who are like 5'8", 172 centimeters, and they have like long legs, actually long legs. And they actually have some curves to them, and their hair is magnificent. Yeah. Woo boy, they were fun. They were good. So I'm just saying, you guys, this would be this woman right here. This would be your general issue in Japan. You can date a lot of them. They're very fun. They are fun. They have great personalities, and you can learn a lot from them. But these are just what I say is a general issue. You can go by far better, more beautiful than this in Japan. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Theo. Me from studio. Okay, let's see what else we can react to here. Okay. So let's react to this one here. 2 more clips, no rap. Then we'll see what happens after.
Sure.
I want you to, when I do choose to go on.
Okay. So we got Western woman, Becky. Okay, what's Becky saying?
When I do choose to go on a date, I want you to feed me. I don't want to just go for drinks. And I feel like a lot of people will say like a coffee date, or like, let's just go for drinks and like see if we vibe, and then let's do dinner the next time. I see that as like, you're cheap. No, let's go to dinner. Let me see the way you order. Let's see your mannerisms. Let's see the vibes. You're going to order 1 dessert or 2 desserts. Let's see how generous you are. And I don't know, like I feel like already when you're going on a date, you're taking a risk. So like if you're not willing to like take the risk and feed me, and you're only like down to take me for drinks, I find that weird. Like I'm not into that.
No. Once again, brothers, we're showing you the horrible, toxic, low IQ dating vibes, or whatever you want to call it in the West. Okay. Coffee dates are the best. I was in Japan last year. I went on many coffee dates. In fact, right, I went on a coffee date on the same day I cold approached a good-looking Japanese chick, and after that, I paid for me and her coffee, and she gave me the greatest thank you I've ever gotten in my life. Arigato, arigato gozaimasu, arigato. This is what I'm saying, brothers. Right, you know, women in the West, right, want the whole world just for one date. I've even seen clips where women want you to call them an Uber, go to Red Lobster, right, or some expensive place, spend $200 flipping on a flipping date, and then she'll never text you or see you again. Bruv, coffee dates are $3, $2. Any woman that doesn't accept a coffee date, don't come near me. Get out my face and leave me the hell alone. When you go abroad, brothers, foreign women, whatever you give them, whatever you provide for them for a date, they are very grateful. Ain't that right, Theo? Break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, that's entirely correct. I have dated women who are by far more beautiful than this chick abroad. And it was always a coffee date at first. It wasn't drinks. It was a coffee date, almost always. Or it was ramen, sushi. But if you're sushi, you just know in Japan, sushi is $1 a plate. So for $10, you can get a lot of sushi. But coffee dates were number one because coffee is good. I like it there. I just want to sit there and talk and have and know each other. I'm just honestly, guys, Western women are not worth a dinner date at first. They need to prove their value. And unless they do that, do not take them on a dinner date. Go to a coffee shop. And if they have a problem with that, why are you trying to date them in the first place, guys? I mean, what's going on? So what you do is you go to another country like Japan or go to Brazil, and you have lots of options. And you have women who look by far better than her saying, yes, I'll go on a coffee date with you. So then she has to compete against those women. That's what you want. All right, guys? Do that.
Thanks, brothers. Do that. Get your passport. You ain't gotta spend a whole flipping check on a date. I'm seeing a lot of crazy stuff on social media. You spending $100, $200, $150. No, stop it. Right? Don't do that. That money could be going to crypto or stock or into a savings account with a 5% interest rate every month. So please, 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 brothers, think smart and just don't date these Western chicks. It's not worth it. Very angry here. It's just nonsense, bruv. It's over in the West.
I don't get them. I don't understand this. I'm always like, what's your problem? Like, really, I have been out with fly chicas with just ramen. Like, unbelievable. Like, just like borscht. Like basic borscht with some dumplings or vareniki on the side. It's not that expensive. I don't even get to $10. I've been with like gorgeous Ukrainians and dates with them, gorgeous Russians. Like, what is she talking about? I mean, really, I look at these women like they're totally nuts. No, man, no. She needs to wake up, or just prepare to die by herself one day. Oh, sorry, I should have said that, by the way. Sorry for your channel, but I'm serious. Like, these women just don't they don't get it.
Shout out to Mr. Black Muslim for the support. Is it me or the only way to get a meal is by a date? If you bro, just say that. Yes, but I've seen TikToks where women say they go on 5 dates a week to get 5 different meals from different guys, and that's their dinner for the day. Don't text it back. It's a hustle.
Yeah, but I don't understand, like, what's wrong with them? I really don't get it. I just looked at them like this bewilderment. And the reason why I don't get it is because if you put them into another country like Japan or Brazil, Colombia, Ukraine, they don't say these words. They know better. Because they'll never get a date. So if they can't defend themselves abroad, why would you even listen to them in their own country or in the West?
Facts, bro. Facts. International Quiet Storm, appreciate you, brother, for the support. Sensei Theo be preaching coffee dates for the win. Facts. Brother, you've been in Japan yourself, International Quiet Storm. Are you the brother that's been to New Zealand? So you know that coffee dates is as normal as brushing your teeth in Japan. It's normal.
Yeah, he knows it too. I mean, you was just Starbucks is normal, like 500 yen. You've got like a big latte, right? I mean, say most coffee stores like 500 yen. You've got a really good, sizable drink, and you pay the same. It's like for 1,000 yen, both two people can get a really good drink and sit down and have a good time. Why would you spend more than that? It doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense, bruh. So next one, last one to react to, is this one over here. Theo, you're gonna love this, Theo.
My name is Erika, and I'm half Japanese, half Swedish, and I moved to Japan.
Did you hear that? Half Japanese, half Swedish. Oh my goodness. All right, back. Okay, IP, chill out, bro. Okay, chill out.
Could you introduce your background?
Yes, my name is Erika, and I'm half Japanese, half Swedish, and I moved to Japan around 8-9 years ago.
What part of you do you think you're more Japanese, and what part of you do you think you're more Swedish?
In Japan, I feel very more straightforward than Japanese people that tend to hold back a little bit, and they're very shy and very, very polite. So that's more my Swedish part. But when I think about my Japanese part, when I'm in Sweden, I am still a little bit more holding back than Swedish people. Maybe a little bit more shy, a little bit more careful about saying certain stuff or showing certain things. I'm too open for Japan, but I'm too non-open for Sweden.
You're kind of in the middle. Okay. So lastly, could you introduce yourself in Japanese?
こんにちは。エリカです。今はモデルとトレーナーと、いろいろやってるんですけれど、ウェブサイト作ったりアプリ作ったりしてます。
Flipping heck. Theo, I don't, this is just, oh my goodness, bruv. Half Japanese, half Swedish. Theo, when you were in Japan, brother, did you come across that mixes of Japanese, this, Japanese, that? Break it down for me, Theo, because for me, right, Theo, right, it just appears to me that, now you go there, Theo. Break it down, bro.
Yeah. I've met plenty of women like this, and see, the thing is that these women tend, like she said, she's a model. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of these women model, so that's why I say going for a half food in Japan isn't something you should be trying to do, because these women they have a lot of guys going for them, a lot. So compared to the other woman before, I said is a 5. She doesn't get nearly as much play as Erika does. So, yeah, they're there though. I mean, there's quite a lot of them.
Theo, I'm going to ask you a very important question, Theo, right? And Theo, it's probably the most important question in the history of mankind, Theo. Okay, Theo, it's a question that is so powerful and potent it can turn water into wine and vice versa. A question so powerful, Theo, it can cause earthquakes and seismic shocks, brother. Brother, a question so potent and so pure, it can Lord, it can stop a meteorite from destroying planet Earth, brother. It's that powerful of a question, Theo, right? The question is for you, Theo, is a half Swedish, half Japanese woman, or half Japanese, half whatever woman in Japan, brother, checking heavy for black men and possible prosper from what you observed?
No, I would not say that. I would not say they're checking heavy. No.
What?
These women? No, these women have a lot of options, and they're dealing with the options in front of them. And because black men are rare in Japan, I wouldn't necessarily say they're checking heavy for black men because they don't have the opportunity to meet them. The same situation as the other Japanese women. So if there aren't that many black guys there, they're going to be checking for us. It's like me checking for a Mongolian. I'm not checking for a Mongolian because I don't see no Mongolians down the street. There's a bunch of Mexicans down the street. I'd be thinking I've actually been checking for Mexicans lately because they got some booty there. So that's just the way it is. All right. So I'm not. If there's no Mongolians, how can I say I'm checking for a Mongolian? It's the same situation for her. I doubt there's many black men around her. In fact, probably only maybe one at best. So how can I say that that kind of woman will be checking for brothers if they're not around? They're just not around.
Would you say, Phil, then, if there were a million black men or a lot of black men in Japan, right, she would be checking heavy for brothers? It's all about the quantity, brother. If there's more black men there, then yes, this one lady here, we'll see a lot of black men and check for them, brother. Is that what you're saying, Phil?
So like there's like an invasion going on like in Poland. I don't know. I can't tell that. That would be a hard one. All I can say is that this woman has some serious options in Japan. I'm talking very serious options. So she's going to have bankers going for her. So guys who make like $1 million a year are going to be asking her on dates. Yeah. She's going to have some real guys going after her. This kind of woman, I'll be honest, these kind of women usually are lingerie models in Japan. So, like, Japanese girls don't think they can compete with them. And white girls know 100% they can't compete with them. So they are in this super environment. Earl Owens, it's not sugar daddy. Nope, you're entirely wrong. It's marriage. These kind of women get wiped up hardcore. So they know that they are desirable. These women are very aware of that fact. So what is like, are there high level black guys around her who can give an offer to her? I don't think so. That's the issue. And then most guys would be going off like, the other, like the girl you saw before I said is a 5. That's black men are usually going for that. They're not even exposed to a woman like this, not even trying to date a woman like this. Usually women like this, they go to Sophia University or Christian International University in Mitaka. So there's just no exposure to women like this. It's just very rare. That's why she wouldn't be checking for a brother, because she doesn't know that where brothers are.
Good point. Then, Theo, I think it's imperative that we get 1 million black men to Japan by end of 2025. Theo, all IT bros, all educated brothers, all nerdy brothers, and then this chick here will have her picking, and may it be a brother. May it be a brother.
I would say, guys, most of us will be going for go for half Brazilian, half Japanese, if you want something more exotic, because you're going to get more options. I remember there's a playmate in Japan, in America, who was also half Scandinavian and half Japanese. These women are rare. I'm just serious. They're just rare. You're not going to find many of them. They definitely have options. They're not antagonistic. They're just, it'd be like if she's checking for a Latino. How many Latinos are in Japan? I rarely saw them. So how could she check? How could she check for one? They're just not there. She'd actually have to go to Mexico or Colombia and actually go get a Latino, because they're not around. So, maybe that's what she wants, and she's on the airplane to go look for one. That's how that would go down.
Awesome. Get your passport, brothers. Get your passport. Fantastic.
Yep.
All right, Theo, I'm out of clips. The ball's in your court, brother. Do you go on? Do you want to end it? It's up to you, brother. What's going on?
I think I think for the clips this is good. We can keep on. Well, I'll go ahead and drop down because I do have to go to work. But again, it's been a good stream so far. I've really enjoyed it. Again, we're talking about checking. I check for Kazakhstan women. Kazakh. I think they're beautiful, right? That's because I met them. I was in Russia. I met them, so I'd actually check for them, right? But there's a lot of other countries I haven't met them, so you're not thinking about it. So, guys, I would say there are plenty of countries where the women would be open to dating you. They just have never met a black guy before. and so they don't even know how to deal with it. So go for it. I would say go to these countries, enjoy yourself, and be open about dating. I think you'll be just fine. There's just a lot of opportunities, and guys, there's a I say never go to a lot of these countries and say, well, they won't date you because you're black. Don't think that. Just be open. Just be like, shoot your shot, try it, see what happens, see how it goes down. Right. Again, you've been a gracious host. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Okay.
Thank you, Theo. Take it easy, brother.
See you guys.
Peace, bro. He says here, I went to Japan last year and fell in love with the country. They have the most feminine woman I've ever been around. Facts, bro. Facts. I've been there myself. Every day I miss Japan. I miss it every day, bruv. I really miss Japan, man. I do, bro. Like, I do, brothers. I do, man. Yeah. I'm gonna head off soon. So, brothers, been a great live stream. Make sure you join the Patreon. As you know, Python course coming July 2024. Look to teach you there, brothers. Teaching people. Yeah. Make sure you join the Reddit page too. So I'm on Reddit. Passport Bros on top. If you're not on the Reddit page, you're losing. Okay, so here, join the Reddit page over here. Okay, we got the Reddit page over here. Okay, so join the Reddit page, brothers. Follow, please. If you're on Reddit, create a Reddit account. Okay, and follow the Reddit page. Go and follow the Reddit page. Let me post in the chat. Okay, so here's a Reddit page. Go and follow the Reddit page, man. Reddit. Create an account on there. There's a lot of us on Reddit. We communicate. Go on the Reddit page. Discord, Reddit. Come and communicate with the Passport Bro community. Okay. Please. Okay. Join the Reddit page. Okay. All right, brothers. Yeah. So I'll see you. Have a great week ahead and peace out.